It's Sunday, it's 10:45, slightly later than usual, but it is, of course, the Adams Arms for the Sunday Night Social. A look back on a week that was, and a chance to gather our thoughts. But welcome back to the Adams Arms, a hostelry for the hopeful, a place where football can still be fun, even when it's not exactly convincing. Arsenal 1, Newcastle 0, 3 points, top of the table, 3 points clear, and yet I'm not sure I think anyone's walking in here tonight pounding their chest, because that didn't feel like control, did it? It felt tense. It felt like we were holding on to something rather than maybe really imposing ourselves on it. Now, here's the question, and it's the one we're going to wrestle with tonight. Is this what champions do? I'm not saying it is or it isn't, by the way. Do they win when they're not at their best? Shut the game down, get over the line and move on? Is it all just about the 3 points? Or is this the kind of performance that gives you the indication that something's not quite right under the surface of our beautiful club? Because the table says one thing, 3 points clear. Obviously, Man City have a game in hand. But the eye test might be whispering something else. So tonight, no shouting, you know the rules, no overreaction, just a proper conversation. That's what we're looking for here. What did you see? Let me know. And thank you for being here. But did you see control or cracks? Let's talk. Let me, first of all, get to some of the comments. Really great to have you here. Thank you so much for being here. First through the door, not as we often expect, Hawkwind. Haven't seen them at all yet. We will, first of all, this is Lucky Singh starting without saying Glazers out. Are you starting to come round to the Glazers, Lucky? We will stay, Nazir, Mazrui, Hayden, Haven, Brian, Wemo, Kobe Mainu start tomorrow. Does it matter? It's not really a big game, is it? But great to see you here. Makuzi, straight in with you. How sweet the day is after a win as opposed to a loss. I felt very much better after going on Highbury Squad. Not going on, but, watching it after the match, because honestly I felt really tense all the way through it, really nervous, anxious, just wanted us to play with a little bit more freedom, and the game had me kind of roiled up. The very idea that Newcastle being where they are, I think someone told me earlier they're 15th in the table, and we're at home and it's a 5:30 kickoff. They're always good. Everyone's been in the pub a bit beforehand, and I wasn't feeling that game at all. But we came away with the 3 points. I mean, obviously, you can imagine the headlines would have been written if we had failed to get the 3 points. I can only imagine the meltdowns that would have ensued. But Makuzi, I'm guessing from what you've written there that you're feeling a little bit better about it. And I am, after obviously watching Highbury Squad, and Sophie did a fantastic job of calming everyone down, as she did on the 12th Man. If any of you haven't seen that yet, that's I might show that later. I did want to talk about it. But here he is, Zanzi. Makuzi, every win makes a day better, and seeing Spud stay in the relegation zone, that was fun as well before our game. They're here, honestly, you kind of felt that they were going to beat Wolves. And then when West Ham were level, you think, they're going to come out of the bottom three. Maybe this is it now. Maybe they'll drag themselves to safety. And then beautiful West Ham win. That's all I can say. So, Sean's here. Wonderful to see you all the way in La Gomera. Probably lovely and warm. It is here as well, by the way. And Charles, can always rely on you for a great question. How are you doing? Hope you're well. I am well, thank you. Been rushed around today a little bit. And the ladies, I didn't even mention that because I'm a terrible human being. I never talk about the women's game enough. 1-0 down, 2-1 up. Could be better, but I think they look better than Leon, and it's set up for the second leg. Malia's here. Hey, Bossman, everyone in the chat. It wasn't convincing, but we got a point. Still believe we can do this. I think I would agree that we can do this. I don't think that's in question. Whether we will or not, How do we feel about today's semi-final? Chelsea squeaking through against Leeds. Mr. Tom, if you're here, you have my commiserations. No one, I don't like Chelsea, and it would have been great. But all of the shenanigans yesterday with Southampton taking the lead, I really thought they might beat City. But no, City came good. So now we're set up for a Chelsea-City Wembley final. And it means they have to postpone their game against Bournemouth. I don't know when Manchester City are going to fit all these games in. It's like they've got 115 games to play. I'm being cheeky. Congrats to the Arsenal ladies indeed. Hello, you beautiful gooners. Coles is here. The gentleman prefers. The actual question is, are we a Havertz team or a Gyökeres team? Can't we be both? Charles, can't we be both? Isn't it possible that we're both? Thomas is here. Hello. Lovely to see you. I don't know why I went Welsh. I suppose it's a name, Thomas. Sup, young fella. And Malia, Queen of Tea, kettles on, young lady. White, no sugar. Perfect, thanks, Zanzi. Evening, landlord. I'll have a pint of we're back to number one spot and a packet of I think we got out of jail. Please, but a win is a win and 3 points in the bag. I'd have preferred a nice 3-0. I did think. I predicted 2-0. I wanted 3-0. I predicted 2-0. I mean, when I say I wanted 3-0, I'm not that guy. I'm not sitting here saying it's not good enough. I'm not doing any of that. I just feel as though, well, I've written and recorded a video. It's just being edited. It comes out tomorrow. It addresses why I think that we're in the problems that we are season after season. And I'd like to hear from you. Let's find out from you. Why do you think we make such hard work of it in the run-in? Act like Arsenal. Do you think Arteta perhaps didn't go gung-ho because of the Atletico game? Similar approach to Fulham with second leg to follow. Burnley is the only team I imagine he will go gung-ho against, if at all. I'm not sure he's going to really go for any team. I think it feels as though Arteta's gone, let's just get these 3 points in every game we can. And I don't hate that. If it gets down to goal difference, so be it. But people are wild, predicting wild scorelines for Man City that don't come. Obviously, we had the Burnley game midweek where they only beat Burnley 1-0. There he is. It's Hawkwind at last. And may I say, since I haven't played a lot of music so far, I do think it's appropriate that on the arrival of Hawkwind, I think that's what you said. Well, he just did emojis. He's just talking in emojis. Where are we? Oh, no, he did say, sorry, geezer. And then Coles with Eze is the man, difference maker. We were a bit lucky. Wissa can't hit a bundle. Wow, why he didn't head that ball, I will never know. And yes, wonderful. When Voltemade came on, I was like, oh, this is just how it's written, isn't it? But Newcastle are all over the place at the moment. 6 points off Newcastle in one season. It's been a while since that happened. And there he is. Bad audio, Bobby. Thank you so much, by the way. That is very well received indeed. And an incredible 3 points. Absolutely right. Evening all, he says. Quinn, what time do you call this? Our number one geezer. Yes, it's unusual for him to not be first in. Richard Andrews. Hello, Dan. Good to see you. Equally good to see you. What were your thoughts on the game? Do tell. No give out. No moaning. We're back in the game. Come on, the Arsenal. Stuart Bell. There you go. No giving out, no moaning. We're back in the game. Is that like a cricket thing? No giving out. As I said, I was feeling a little bit, and then I went on to Highbury squad, and Sophie was just very calm. And the sentiment, if you haven't seen it, of her appearance on the 12th man was just to say, why are Arsenal fans attacking each other? There seems to be like this spate of people who are very fond of telling us that Arteta is not very good, attacking top gooners or people they think have been too lenient with the man, as if it was their choice in the first place or last place. And as a result, the standards have slipped and we're not where we should be, which presumably is winning everything all the time. I don't know. But she came on and quietened the crowd. There is a lot of noise on YouTube, isn't there? I know Zanzi Geese, I gave you a little break. Yes, he did. First in tonight. Lucky Singh. And he still hasn't said Glazers out. I don't know what's going on. Here we go. Remember when you obsessed over the bookies over Arsenal winning the league, which doesn't factor in Arteta and Arsenal winning the league? No, the bookies doesn't. You weren't watching. That's what it is. I don't know if you have the capacity to watch and listen. What I've always said, and I can say this with some professional experience, is that bookmakers don't predict things. The odds bookmakers are set by the number of people who back something. So if everyone puts their money on Arsenal, they make the odds on everyone else longer to make it more attractive. Having said that, I have consistently talked about the data, and the data analysis, calling Opta, things like that, is still making us 66% favourites. I don't know how, but that's just what comes out from the simulations. So, but also stop making different links to come here. You're boring. It doesn't matter how many different names you got. Makusi says, I wanted 10-0. What a disgrace that it wasn't. Would have been nicer 3-0 though, wouldn't it? Was worried seeing Havertz coming off, but it doesn't seem to be too serious. This is a great question, Malia, because you've led to a great question, because here's something I'm really interested in. Eze, and I'm obviously not a lip reader, but when Eze was down and he was talking to, I think Declan was the first player to him. Might have been Odegaard. I can't remember now. But I thought I could lip read him saying it went twang and it's torn. And I was like, oh, God, no. Not in the final month. Not. But then after the game, Arteta was a bit Arteta. He was a bit Arteta. And they said, what about the injuries to Kai and Eze? And he said, yeah, I thought it was a good game and a good win for us. It's like, yes, good win for you, blah, blah, blah. But what people will want to know is, are you going to be without Kai Havertz and Eze? Because I don't think we can spare them. But it does seem that they were entirely precautionary. Even the Havertz one, which looked bad, because he went straight down the tunnel, didn't he? To the cellar with a young lad, 10-minute timeout. Hardly young, mate. Bosh, AFC Ridge, bosh. Pension in a distant horizon. There'll be no pensions by the time I get there. I can feel it now. Mr. Tom. Well, that could have gone better. Yes, it could have gone better. Oh, there's Mr. Tom. Oh, this is Rossomak. Well, nice to see you too. And yes, it could have gone better. And I was cheering for you, and that's probably my mistake, so I shouldn't have. Act like Arsenal. What team could you see City losing or drawing against? Bournemouth, if they ever play them. Everton, which is their next game. And potentially Brentford at home. I don't think they're... Also, they play Aston Villa last game of the season, and Aston Villa might really have something to play for. They only need to drop. If we're going to win all 5 of our games, or 4 remaining games, they only need to drop. They only need to drop 1 point. Or 2 points, sorry. Charles, if we win the Premier League title, what position would you immediately want world-class upgrade? And if we lose the title, what position needs a world-class upgrade? World-class established top player. Great question. Let's get on that. Mr. Tom, was it you both times? Rosso Mac? Yeah, I think it was, wasn't it? Well, that could have gone better. You have 2 accounts. I see that now. Mr. Tom, I don't know. Nothing's going to cheer you up. I think a semi-final was good, but here's this.
Almost everything has something to do with Leeds United. Mr. Tom, that's my name. That name again.
Happening. Gremlins.
Almost everything has something to do with Leeds United. Mr. Tom, that's my name. That name again is Mr. Tom.
I did. I mean, it is one of those things, isn't it? I felt for you. Maybe you would have been Man City. Do you think you would have beaten Man City? Leeds, I hate Chelsea. Yes, well said. I forgot my tea. Be right back. Don't you go anywhere. It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your kids are? Are you? And have you been reminded today we haven't won a title in 22 years and never won the UCL? And Arteta only has 1 FA Cup in 6 years. I did see, though, on Footy Judge Mo was talking about it. He was winding up Hassam, and he was saying that if Arteta wins the Champions League and the Premier League, he'll have about the same record as Jurgen Klopp. And that gave me pause to think. I'm not sure I think that's happening, but it can happen. We need simulations within simulations to see what the quantum superposition world thinks about the future of our beloved club. There's no way. I mean, it's hard to explain things like that to Look, I can't remember all his different names. The one with Arteta in the title, the only idiot that ever turns up that always has Arteta in his title, because he's obsessed, frankly, and it is a bit dark. But it's very hard to explain things to people like that, because you kind of go, look, I know it doesn't feel like we're going to win, and you're so convinced because we haven't won before, and therefore that's the only science you need. But there is a huge advantage to having the 3 points in the bag. It's all very well saying that you expect Man City will definitely beat Everton away. It's not a given. None of the games left are a given. That I think if you looked at their most challenging games, you could see at least 4 drop points. I don't know when they're going to play him either, because Man City definitely play Everton on the Monday Night Football on the 4th. So we'll have played Fulham by then. We could be 6 points clear. I mean, if we don't beat Fulham at home, let's stop talking about championships, Premier Leagues. But then they play Brentford 5 days after that, and that's at home. So you expect them to, I think they could drop points at Everton. This Man City side might be really up for it. They've got that, they've got that going on at the moment. But then clearly they're not going to play Bournemouth on the 17th of May if they're playing Chelsea in the FA Cup final on the 16th of May. They've still got to put the Palace game in, which isn't going to be on the 22nd of April. I'm almost certain of it. In fact, I think I am certain of it. And their final game of the season at home to Aston Villa, who, as I've already mentioned, have a lot to play for. And it does take me back 2 or 3 years when they were in the race, or must be longer now, when they were in the race against Liverpool. And they had Aston Villa last day of the season, went a goal down and dragged it back. Anything is possible. We're only talking about one of us 2 teams have to... I mean, if we do beat Fulham, our most difficult games have all been played, I would say. But yeah, I can see Man City dropping points to Bournemouth away, because Bournemouth away is not... I don't think Bournemouth have lost at home 16 or 17 games or something. Hail Caesars, we looked great. The team looked like they gave their all. I think they looked like they were giving their all, definitely. Schrodinger's league title. Highbrow. Very good. Have I posted this? I'm sorry if I haven't added the link yet. My apologies. It has been... I've been running around like a blue-ass you... there we go. So let's... You should all have the StreamYard link now. Yes, happy with 3 points. Eze was very good, and though we weren't great, we did the job. That seems to be the consensus, and I'm pleased about it. Eze was on the bench after being subbed, so it can't have been that bad an injury. No, so why was he subbed? That's a question. Why bring him off? He was our only really creative player. Should we go through the team later and see who we thought played well? I thought Odegaard looked all right. Declan Rice just looks knackered, doesn't he? 2 sugars, please, Zanzi. The disinformation campaign has spread to the players now. They're throwing us off the scent. I hate it. All of this, is he fit? Isn't he fit? Just have a bit of confidence. Just tell people who's fit and who isn't. What are they worried about anyway? Am I just being super naive? Is that just a really naive position? I don't think so. I think it's all right if people know you got injuries. Oh, I heard that. Somebody... Oh, sorry. I got myself fully distracted there. You deserve so much better. But it is a beautiful, balmy, summery Sunday evening. And I haven't had a drink, but I have just finished dinner. Let me do as is typical and proper. Let me introduce your favourite. Of course, let's get this done. Hang on. Here we go. There is only one man this could be. It's Zanzi himself. How are you?
Better off after a win. Wasn't convincing, but 3 points. Could have been so much worse, though.
It could have been. It could have been 0 points.
There
can't be minus points.
No. But, that first fluff of theirs, when he's clear through in the penalty box and decided to fall over the blade of grass. But what I
don't mind those, though. I don't mind, if they'd scored early, I wouldn't have cared, because I was sort of thinking then we'd have to go for it.
Yeah, but what I don't understand is the Arsenal player kept the ball in. Why did he just let it go for a goal kick? because then he passed it, we fiddled about, and then we lost it on that right hand side, and then someone had a shot which blazed over the crossbar.
A lot of nerves. Look at this. We're being joined. Ta-da!
Oh,
Bad audio, Bobby. Can you
Bobby.
say something? Let's hear how it is.
How are you both?
Crystal clear. Look at that. Fantastic
But
to
now-
see you. Loving the top.
It's a
onesie.
it is a onesie. I'd like to admit I'm a little smarter than that, but it is a onesie.
Is it really?
It is, yeah.
Grown man and a baby grow. What the bloody hell are you doing?
Yeah,
Can we just
absolutely is.
It's comfortable. It's
Unfortunately, I feel
Fandabby
like
Rosie. Fandabby Rosie is here. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Yes, and I did work out that Rosso Mac was you. You are our resident Leeds fan. How are you doing, Bad Audio, Bobby?
very good after that 3 points. Very, very happy.
I'm surprised everyone's quite as happy as that.
I don't get the other side of the argument. I think, obviously, I told you my children went to the Burnley game, and Haaland's face after they came off and they won 1-0 against a team they were expected to batter 5-0. And you've got to bear in mind, they only scored very late on against Southampton to win that game 2-1. It's this end of the season, fatigue kicks in. So I think Arteta did say at half-time on his post-match conference, he said, if there was an opportunity to score more goals, we definitely wanted another one. But they are dangerous, Newcastle, and I think there's not enough credit being given as well to Arsenal for the way the goal was scored, diversifying your set pieces against. It's right now at the end of the league when we're looking at people for innovation and saying that we're stuck with no ideas. We just diversified our biggest proven weapon in terms of set pieces, and that's going to make us more unpredictable going into the final drill. So I think it was really impressive.
Do you second that, Zanzi?
Yeah, I'm just wondering why. Oh, hang on. That's why I'm not frozen. I was looking at the wrong channel. I was still on YouTube thinking, well, why am I frozen?
Yes.
Yes.
Nice to have a
Yeah,
little
it-
journey
it
in
was-
the...
It was. There were times we could have scored more. I mean, especially in the second half. I think it was Jokeres on the left-hand side, tried to get a ball across, but it was deflected out. It was caught out, wasn't it? And of course,
I'm
he
going
got
to
sacked
say
and
this.
raising
We had
his
less than
arms.
1 XG, so it's
I
not like
know.
we didn't create chances. And I get your point about...
No.
Man
I'm
City.
not saying it was an actual chance, but we had a chance to cross the ball in, and Saka was free then, wasn't he?
Yeah,
when we
yeah.
broke out.
If he could pass a ball past one man, we'd have probably had another shot on goal, definitely. But he didn't. I think he looked all right. I didn't hate Jokeres' performance. I didn't think anyone was terrible. I just think we're really nervous. That's what it comes across. And that's Bobby, that's to your point. Excuse me. When we're talking about Burnley, yeah, I mean, Man City though were totally controlled that match. I thought there was a point in the second half where it turned, where I thought, Burnley really grew into the game and looked like they might get something. But overall, like, Man City had chances. They're creating chances, and you just fancy them to score goals. I think it'd be hard for us to win this on just goal difference at the moment. That's what it feels like.
I think the only thing I heard you previously talking about Manchester City's fixture list. The reality is all Arteta can really do is set them up to win these games. And I know this seems really simple to say that, but if we come away with winning all of these games and City have blown us out of water with scoring 3 to 4 goals in each game, the complaint won't be this last few games. It'll be where we lost it prior to that with the Bournemouth, Wolves, those kind of games. I don't think the blame can be pointed at trying to... Obviously, you've played cards, you've played poker. would you really put that much risk on that element of reward at this point? So in terms of, you've got the option for going for 3 points, but the risk element is you either get a draw or...
I think, in fairness, the game theory for football is pretty well defined. It's that 2-0, you're better off going for 2-0. We did, and like Arteta said after the match, he said the halftime team talk was go out there and get another goal. But we never really looked like we listened to him.
But I thought Newcastle were fighting for their lives in that game. I really did. I didn't think they were awful. Like, people might say they were awful. I thought they were pretty impressive. And if you look at their bench yesterday, there was £200 million worth of signings on it.
Yeah, there was.
You should have been. Volta
I think
was what,
I don't know
86?
if what the current market value for Johan Wissa is, that Johan Wissa, but like, yes, Mick Voltemard, Wissa. There's good players on there. Look, I think the Newcastle are having the same problem we're having to some degree, which is that they lack confidence. Everything becomes about loss aversion. It becomes about overthinking, just spending, not playing with freedom. And I feel both teams did that. We will always, if we come away with 3 points, that'll do me. If we win every one of our last remaining games 1-0, I'll take that, because I'm not sure. Well, we've said this so many times. I don't think City win every single one of their last remaining games. So that's all it will take, as far as I'm concerned. But when you looked at us against Bournemouth, I felt that we were choking a little bit and they were playing casually and calmly. Now, Newcastle are right in the midst of the worst kind of bit of form. So I think they were playing for their lives a little bit. It's what happens when you come up against a team like Fulham, who aren't, they haven't got a lot riding on it, so they just play with a bit of freedom. Although saying that, I think Fulham could squeak into the European places with the right results. What are we saying here? Would you say has the tougher run of games? City definitely have the tougher run of games, but it's really hard to make assertions like that, because
they do, though.
I think they do. Yeah, Bournemouth away is a very hard game. Everton away is a tough game, and Aston Villa at home is a tough game.
But Aston Villa would have the final 3 days later.
And Aston Villa might need...
And same with Crystal Palace if they're successful.
Yeah, Crystal Palace, I think we win because they're, for that reason. But with Aston Villa, results have kind of gone their way a little bit, especially now that there's 5 qualifiers for the Champions League. It's hard to see Villa dropping out of the Champions League places now. We could be hopeful that Brighton put a bit of pressure on them. What I'm saying is, I think that Aston Villa are a good side with the zip in their step. If City absolutely have to win against them in the last game of the season, I don't know. I could see that being challenging. But certainly playing Aston Villa at home is harder than playing Fulham at home, right? You'd agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. But it's whether... The only question I've got is, I firmly believe they beat Forest, and I think it's the following Wednesday or Thursday, just completely guessing here, is their final. So it's.
I don't actually know. I don't know when that final is at all.
I think it is the following week after.
Okay.
So I don't see
the mad thing about the congestion is the Crystal Palace game. I've still no idea we're going to play that, because they're still in Europe. There is a lot of congestion, not for us really so much, but in terms of the upcoming games for us, let's call it. Let's say, leaving out Atletico Madrid, we can come back to that. But Fulham at home, I fancy us to beat Fulham at home. I think we'll make hard work of it. Then we've got West Ham away, which on paper is a much easier game, but because West Ham need the points, I mean, unless Tottenham lose their next game and they're 4 clear or something. But yeah, so West Ham away, we've learnt to our cost over the last couple of seasons, not always an easy game. Then we've got Burnley at home, which everyone's expecting us to do 4s and 5s against them. And then last game of the season, Crystal Palace away, which, as you've already touched on, is possibly... they're not really that bothered at that point, right?
A couple of people in the chat have said the conference final is 3 days after the final PL weekend, and the Europa final is 3 days before the final Premier League weekend. So the
mad.
Villa
Why would
players
one
could
be-
be drunk.
You know what? It's going to be like, I don't see us all winning all of our games, but I definitely think you can say we have the easier run in. Defo striker score up link, not much really.
Why
Elsie
do
says, this win is
Europe
going to help us
have-
on Wednesday, build momentum, and finish strong. Sorry, go on, Zenzi.
Why is the conference after the Europa? Because you'd have thought the Europa was a more important
God
cup
knows.
than the conference.
Don't know.
I don't understand why. I can't remember when we played Chelsea in the Europa final. Was that whilst the season was going on, or was that
Yeah,
after?
I think it was. Yeah, no, I don't think it was the final game of the season. I've expunged
Surely
it
give
from
it
my
more
memory.
importance by making it towards the end of the season, like a few days after or something.
Yeah, but it's not important. It's just a... City play Palace on the 22nd and Villa on the 24th. Yeah, no, they can't. That's what I'm saying. That isn't going to happen. If you look at Man City's upcoming fixtures, the 22nd that they've put Palace in, I was reading about this, it's just a placeholder because they already know it can't happen on the 22nd. So we don't still know when they're playing Crystal Palace. We also, since yesterday, know that they can't play Bournemouth a day after the FA Cup final. So the two games are now moved and we don't know where. It's getting quite close for City though. Villa will play in the Europa League final if they get to it before the City game, and Emery would likely rest players. Yeah, probably. Arsenal fan. Oh yeah, that's the one. Arsenal fan, not Arteta fan. Yeah. Colliston, you good buddy. Where are we? Let me go through some of these. Did Goldbridge sell his channel to Gary Neville? Well, you will see the spewing a lot versus Arsenal soon. I like
7
Goldbridge.
million for it, didn't he?
All I heard was it was 7 figures, which, well done, man. Like I don't really.
Very well done, yeah. And I think it just shows where modern day media is going, isn't it?
Well, on that very subject, Football Focus is cancelled.
Really?
Yeah. And when did you last watch it?
Probably about 20 years ago, in all honesty.
And St. Greavesy's off the air as well. There's one for Zanzi. Yeah, it's media. The reality is that terrestrial television has got, like, there is no such thing as television. You know, like BBC iPlayer, Netflix. It doesn't matter what platform you're on. YouTube's overtaken Netflix. When you can get access to football content 24 hours a day here on the Gooner channel, then what do you need? You know, like the idea. You know, lots of the big. What will happen, like as always does in everything, is big companies will buy little companies to consolidate their market share and improve their advertising revenue. The argument seems to be, I'm surprised at how annoyed people have gotten themselves on the whole Goldbridge thing. The argument seems to be that now that he's sold to Gary Neville, he won't be allowed to say any of the things he said before. But they probably wouldn't have paid him 7 million quid if he was just going to say what Gary Neville says, because people already got that. And it's not worth 7 million quid.
When was the last time either of you read the back of a sports newspaper or just like sports column?
Never.
Actual hard copy yourself, Stanzi?
Probably not this century, mate.
Yeah, I really wouldn't expect it to be. I used to religiously. The Daily Mirror. When we won the league in 97-98, went and bought every newspaper. I think within 4 or 5 years that was all over. I mean, no, I don't ever. Hey, Fandabi Rosie, I'm good, thanks. Hope you're well. Sean says, good, Rosie. They're all having conversations. I've just forgotten Zanti. Cheers. Oh, where was that? What did you say? Chin up, Rosie. After the Motherwell game, though. Oh, yeah. I couldn't help it. As soon as I saw they lost to Motherwell, I was like, there's no team beginning with M in Scotland. That's just always pops into my head now. I've got work in the morning, so I'm going to get some shut-eye. Have a good, a week, everyone. Great to see you. Sorry about the result. It's always next year. Could have been better with a 3-0 win for both of us. Mm-hmm. Yes, true. Instead, Newcastle were robbed, eh? They definitely weren't robbed. Is it near the end for Eddie Howe? Has Eddie Howe had his chips? Miss Molina. How the devil are you? Sean says, I thought Odegaard had a poor match in possession. Sam Thorne. Good performance on Saturday. Keep the faith, young man. I don't know if I could say it was a good performance. It's a good victory. It's the way the players fell down at the end of the game and Arteta fist pumping. It just makes me kind of think, like, we keep saying we're taking it one game at a time, it's only 1 in 5. And then at the end of the whistle, everyone looks like they've just won the League Cup. Not that anyone remembers what that was like. Vic has 18 goals. He's done okay. Yes, that pass was poor, but it happens. I'm sure he just annoyed at himself. Yeah. I wasn't trying to say that he hasn't done well, but that was a really piss poor moment. You know, like I think most people would have been able to get a pass. I think it's all right to criticise him when he does something that's a bit oafish. I played a follow band.
Well with chasing the ball down as well and winning it back. There's a couple of times his pressing was really on point, to be fair.
Yeah, I think we're good out. What's the phrase? Good out of possession. I think we're well drilled. We work hard. But I think we're playing on our nerves at the moment. And I would really love to see. I was a great. I'll put it in the video for release tomorrow. But it was a great. I was looking at the Arsene Wenger celebrations to compare them. And there was a lovely moment in 2004 where obviously we've won the league at Spurs. And all the players are celebrating like they were told not to. But in front of the Arsenal fans have stayed behind. And you just see Arsene Wenger walk from the stands, walk calmly behind them, and nobody notices he's there. And I just felt like that was his job. You know, as a manager, he got the mood right. And I think that Arteta's a young man. He probably will still learn that. But I hope he learns it in the next 3 or 4 games. Because all of the talk was, it's just 1 of 5 games. We're going to get the ball done. We're going to do the right things. But then every now and again, you see us overthinking things. It's no different when you're playing a football game like FIFA and you're one-on-one with a keeper and you go through and you start overthinking it. And the next thing you know, you try and do something a bit clever and you miss. If you do things on instinct, if you do things just in the heat of the moment, it's better because that's what you're drilled. That's what elite athletes do. They get into what is known as a flow state. And to come back to poker, that's one of the main things that differentiates really great players from really poor players. Because if you took the money out of poker, there's no pressure. Then everyone can just go all in. It's going all in when you know it's the right thing to do, even though it's a lot of money at stake or a tournament at stake. What you do is you have to break it down to the process. You have to go, is this the right thing to do from a process point of view? If it is, then I'm just going to do it and be brave. But all of poker is decisions like that. There's no actual having to dexterity of foot or hand or anything like that. And it's known as a yips in darts. It's when you hold on to the dart for too long because you start overthinking what it means. And that's what I feel like our players are doing at the moment.
It's when you can't let go of the dart.
Just a fraction of a second too long. It's a great book by Stephen Peters called The Chimp Paradox, where he actually helped Eric Bristow with his yips. And Eric Bristow, very funny about it, and he said, all my mates just said, just let go of the dart. And I was like, yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. But for some reason, my unconscious mind just holds on to it because it's just nervous. And that's where we are as a team. We are nervous. We've got Odegaard falls to the floor at the end of the game. I'd much rather he was like, cheered the fans, got back in the dressing room and go, right, next. You know, I think that's where Pep gets it right, where Alec Ferguson got it right, where George Graham got it right. I was reminded of the George Graham story when we went to Anfield in '89 and on the coach up, all the players are getting a bit nervous and George is like, don't worry, we're going to win this 2-0, it's going to be fine. And then he got them in and he said, look, this is what's going to happen. We're going to, they're going to feel under the pressure. Everyone keeps saying we should go at them from the bang of, from the first whistle. We're not going to do that. We're going to play our game. We're going to sit back a little bit. We're going to... And Ray Houghton, the Liverpool player, was saying it's really weird. Like we were expecting they were just going to come at us, and then they didn't. And we got to half time 0-0, and we just weren't sure. We weren't confident, but we weren't scared either. And all the Arsenal players come in at half time, and George Graham goes perfect, and they're all looking at him like, "Are you mad? Like we're supposed to be winning this game 2-0, and we haven't scored yet." And he goes, "No, this is exactly what I wanted." Right? What happens now is you'll go out there and you'll score, and they won't, and they'll have to chase the game, and on that, then you'll get the second goal. And when he was asked about it afterwards, George Graham said, I didn't know that was going to happen, but you've got to say something. You've got to instill confidence in the players. And that's what he did. And I feel like that's the difference between George Graham and many. I'm not critical of a man who can't harness that level of emotion in an entire team. It's one of the elite things that it takes to be a manager who wins the Premier League. But I don't see it in Arteta right now, and I want to see it. I want him just to stop talking and just go, okay, brilliant. Yeah, we beat Newcastle. Good job. Let's concentrate on the Atletico game now. That's what we've got to go for. I think we've got every chance of getting past this Atletico side. I watched them. They don't, I think if we keep it controlled, we could go 1-0 in Madrid, come back, takes a bit of pressure off, win against Fulham. The win against Fulham is really key because whatever you think of how well City are doing at the moment or how many goals they will score, knowing you've got to win your next two matches just to stay level is a pressure, and that pressure will apply. And so that's what we've got to do. I'm not bothered if we beat Fulham 1-0 with a late, goes off somebody's arse or whatever. But I do feel that Mikel Arteta is saying all the right things in press conferences. Oh, we're keeping it calm. But then when you see him fist pumping like this is the most magical thing that's ever happened, that transmits. Or when the moment where Gabriel's looking at the bench and he didn't seem clear because one group are telling him to go forward, one group are telling him to go back. And at a certain point, you just want to sit down now, like Arsene would have done, like Alec Ferguson would have done, like George Graham would have done. And so I was looking back through all the big league titles and how the managers were reacting, and they were just like, there wasn't fist pumping even when they won the league. They were controlled, they were measured, they were calm, they were the dads, and that's what I want at the moment.
I think for me, one thing that came out of the press conference that really concerned me, that I've never seen in Arteta before, was when he looked a bit agitated with Merson, when Merson said he didn't think it was a red card. But the one that really puzzled me was when he turned around and he said, the decision against City, that's the title. He goes, obviously, Kusinov taking us out, and he goes, that's an immediate red card. This is a red card, but the one at City at 1-1, that's the title. So that to me sounds like, even though I think he's just spoken poorly, but I think that's where his nerves kind of showed for the first time to me.
But I take that to mean, had we won the game, we would have won the title.
But would you want to hear that from Arteta though? I
don't want to hear right now. What was it they say? Better to remain silent and have everyone think you're a fool than open your mouth and confirm it. And that's where I feel at the moment. I think if you've got nothing really interesting to say nothing. Do a seagulls follow the trawler moment. Something silly. Just laugh. Just be like, look, you all want to know stuff from me. There's 4 games to go in the Premier League. I've got 2 games in the Champions League that are massive games. These 6 games are the most massive games that you can possibly imagine for our team. I'm going to say the same thing for every game. I'm going to say we're just going to go out there and give it our best, full focus. If you ask me about who's fit or you ask me about what's happened in a match, I'm going to be as vague as I possibly can, because all that matters to me right now is focus on the next match, the next thing we're in control of. Red cards. That I always liked about Arteta was he's a person, whenever you meet people who say it is what it is, those are people you want to work with, because they get to acceptance. He goes, do you think it should have been a red card? Doesn't matter. It's done now. Do you think that, I don't actually think it was a red card either. I think a yellow card was fair. We're talking about Gyökeres being brought down, aren't we? We're talking about Pope. I thought it was fair. I didn't really want to see him sent off. But it could have been, and as to the game in City, I don't think there was anything I'd blame the ref for there. I think we played well. We tried our best. We were close, but no cigar. I think with a City game, you can just go, yeah, City are a really good side.
I think they are a really good side, but I think there's been times at previous crunch points like this in the season, reverting back to Rafa Benitez when he had that rant about, and I'm not comparing this to what he did, but I think what Rafa did when he came out with a dossier about Ferguson having leniency with the refs.
Yeah,
I'm
he
not
did.
sure if this was a subtle way for Arteta to say, look, in 2 games, this has happened twice. Be cautious. Just give us our fair run of the green. And if that
maybe.
results in them doing that, then it's...
Does it though? I mean,
I don't think it does.
Did it work for Rafa Benitez? Did it when Kevin Keegan came out and said, "I'd love it if we beat them"? If you show you're rattled, you're rattled. I just realised how many comments I haven't been through. So let's go through a marathon whirlwind of comments, and then I'll come to you, Zanzi. So be ready. This one, Hail Caesars. Am I the only one who feels Kai is being rushed back from injury? I feel Arteta has slowed Gyökeres down again. I feel he was coming to form in the second half. I think there's something in that, definitely. I'd love to hear what everyone else thinks. Malt Licky Texas, 90% of the first team are burnt out. Misplaced passes, poor judgment, and lack of penetrative runs are all signs of fatigue. They are also signs of loss aversion, of feeling the pressure. Hincapié is a beast. That goal line tackle, then immediately pinging and out ball was slick. Love Hincapié's game. I thought he was great on Saturday. Heard Trump was thinking of invading the Emirates, but only if we're all... After many years on Earth, I've come to the conclusion that 3 points is better than 1 point and certainly superior to 0 points. I'm going to have some of our brightest brains here at the Adams Arms look into that. I think there's something in that, though. I'm in the background working, best behaviour. Everyone, or Melina and Malia, will start kicking ass. No one wants that. Indeed. Hey chaps. I prefer hey darlings, but if you're going to be like that about it. Hi lads, is anything you see in City that makes you think they might drop points? Yes. Good to see you, Gavo. We'll come back to that. Good to see you, Manu. And I thought that MLS coming on for Zubi was interesting. Not great news for Norgard. Norgard's news doesn't get any better at all, does it? FC Rids, I think we drop points at West Ham and City do the same at Bournemouth. God, it's going to be tense, this, isn't it? Needed a short corner to burn off the goal line. Yes. Our corners have dried up, so change had to happen. That's also what you were saying, Bobby. Teams will have studied and coached against our usual corners, so it makes sense to change it up. We've left it late to change it up. Uslai Sex is here. Good evening, gentlemen. Really don't know what to expect for the rest of the season. Just hope we win the rest of our league games and go big for the UCL. Well said. Mystery of the season. Why did Arsenal buy Norgard? Fair question. I think Victor has done quite well. He's our top scorer, 18 all competitions, 3 pens, and that sure has had some very poor games. Though some of our fans are embarrassing and want himself. Some of our fans are embarrassing. I'm gonna say that. I think we all know it. 3 out of 4 teams you play have nothing to play for. It's a very good point, well made. Scared and very nervous of losing indeed, and the win and Atletico, which is very tough, and we look shattered. Yes. You could at any point in this part of the season just feel all doom and gloom. I know a lot of people do, but then there's a part of me that thinks, come on, man, semi-finals of the Champions League and we're top of the Premier League with 4 games to go. Some things to be happy about. Europa final is 3 days before the final Premier League weekend, so they'll probably be all drunk. Oh, don't say that. Well, that might help them, you know. The conference final is 3 days after the final Premier League weekend. Arteta is not rotating Norgard and Zubimendi properly at all. Odare 06, good to see you. Uslai Sex, as much as I like Odegaard, I think outscore City we need to start Gyökeres and Eze as much as possible. Certainly Eze. Palace away, Eze will get a hat-trick. Please be right, Cole. Both finals have to be before the UCL final. I'm in a food coma from dinner, but listening along. Greetings, everyone. Jose, great to see you, mate. Are we back? Football Focus was not bad, but it's a victim of the BBC's demise. It wasn't bad, but when did you last watch it? It used to be the only football you could get, so you'd watch it. And then Soccer AM started, and I stopped watching it quite so much. Who remembers Michael Owen's Soccer School? That was funny. Him blasting. I do. I have seen clips of it. Yeah, it's brilliant. Some poor kid in goal, and he's just battering the ball at him. Media platforms are great. You can voice your opinions and get answers back where a TV says nothing. Yeah, and that's it, isn't it? And then they started doing these... text us your idea on the news. Text us. It's like, no, hang on. I mean, either your... anyway... Martin Odegaard, Bisaya Saka, Jurriën Timber, and want to take more positive and more goals for Fulham. The Arteta celebration was embarrassing. I felt it. Maybe embarrassing isn't the word I'd have used, but I didn't want to see it. Don't get me wrong. I groaned along with the crowd when Gyökeres hit X instead of triangle. I want to pop at you, Dan. Yes. That is what it felt like. That is exactly what it felt like. And I have said this a few times now. I am a massive Gyökeres fan because you don't have to be the world's most skillful player to win me over. You come, you play your heart out, and he's got character and he's got goals for us. He's been in the right place at the right time. He might even score the winner in the Champions League, and there'd be a statue to him. I think Gyökeres and Havertz both have this thing where they score more difficult chances and mess up in easier moments. I think it is just the more time you have to think about it. Kobe, good to be back. NGL had to step away from engaging with Arsenal content a little. I find the disconnect between fans and manager and players a little concerning. As fans, we can't do that. What is... Oh, not going to lie. Why is there an acronym? You don't have to say that. I just assume we're always telling the truth. And there he is, Box Fresh, Rude One Star. Good evening. They call it the Yips in Snooker 2. Finished Stephen Hendry's career. I had a fun interaction with Stephen Hendry at the World Series of Poker where I think for a moment he wanted to kill me. I agree, Dan. Lots of hesitation in our play. Even when there's a clear pass forward, we seem to prefer pass it backwards. Yes. I had the same frustrations watching, seeing space not being exploited, seeing open players with their arms up being ignored, stopping and passing back and round. We need like a Cherky. That's what we need. Someone who's just casually just going to do stuff because he doesn't care. You know what I don't understand? I see the training sessions on YouTube, rondos all day, then midfield play like they've never done a rondo in their life. Although I did see a couple of times where we were trying to play it out, like out of close areas, and I just thought, couldn't someone Steve Bold this up the field, please? AFC Boston. Yes, I don't understand why Arteta is getting criticised for being emotional. All Spaniards are, included. Well, they're not all. It's a sweep. That's what we call a sweeping generalisation. Iraola doesn't seem that much. Dan, can you do the team talk? You just convinced me we're beating Atletico and Fulham. I don't fear anyone in Europe. Tendio, I think fans have to accept that Arteta just doesn't rate some players like Gyökeres. If Jesus could still sprint a Premier League standard, then Jok would be getting frozen out by Havertz and Jesus.
I'd love to see you do the team talk for Arsenal because the Arsenal players would be looking at the screen thinking, isn't that sign crooked?
No, but I don't think he means like. I think I'd be there live. No expense spared.
Not on YouTube.
Oh yeah, I mean, if we're gonna, okay, we'll just get a telly in the dressing room. All right, boys, you doing all right? Lovely.
Yeah.
Get out there and get a couple of goals, will you? No,
in your sign crooked behind you.
No, it's not. You're crooked. Shush now.
Okay.
Where is Anthony anyway? That's his job. Side note: been watching last one, laughing today. It's hilarious. I still haven't started on that. The family started watching it without me, and I'm still smarting. Saka came on and reminded us don't need tricks and thrills to be a quality winger. Good to see him back. Oh yeah, that was a positive for me, a real positive. He looked better in his short amount of time on the pitch than. I mean, can we send Madueke on loan to Mars? No one would have him. I like Arteta, but I stopped listening about a month ago. Very performative at the moment in his talk. He's doing well with the tactics, so I don't care what he says these days. That's fair. Someone needs to quiz Arteta on why he loaned out Wanyeri. Oh, everyone thought it was a good idea at the time. I seem to remember. Oh, but Dan, it's good for his growth and development. Yeah. It's actually great that MLS came on for Zubimendi. Finally, Miles Lewis-Skelly got to play in his position. He nearly got to play a defensive midfielder, and then there was an injury, wasn't there? Cosmo Dweck is supposed to be the finished article. He's an article. Madueke's entire premise was that he's an unfinished article and there's more to get out of him. Okay. Great MLS. That's a good point. Norgard should be used. Yeah. Absolutely. Cool customer. If you look at the Newcastle back five, you will understand why we had to go short from corners. We will revert against Atletico. No one has figured anything out.
Really quickly, Dan, I'm just going to call it a night because I've got an early start and I'll be catching you the remainder of the pod on my drive tomorrow. So look forward to the rest of this on the long drive down.
Good. I don't like the amount of driving you do. We need to get you a plane. Or a microlight. Great to see you. Hope you get lots of rest. Don't sleep in the onesie. That's going to be too hot for you on a night like this.
Absolutely. And Wednesday, I believe?
Wednesday, we're playing Atletico Madrid.
Are you doing a show afterwards? Or
I'm going to do a show. Yeah, I'm not doing Tuesday night. I'm doing Tuesday Club is now on a Wednesday.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Santi, have a lovely evening. All chat, landlord as well. Have a great evening, guys.
Bobby,
Thanks,
before
Bobby.
you go, can I ask you a quick question?
Sure.
Why is there a robot's head stick through your wall behind you?
It's a light fit.
No idea.
Right,
It's a lamp. It's a light.
Such things are remarkable. He's our interior designer. Can you tell, Bobby? It's been brilliant having you on.
I hope that's what it is. Otherwise, I might not see you on Wednesday.
True. Good luck with it.
Be good, mate.
Take care. Thanks
Cheers,
again,
buddy.
guys.
So Boy Tendia says Madueke wasn't a good player coming from Chelsea. The whole idea was that Arteta would unlock him. He's just Madueke though. Yeah. Natasha Olive. Arteta has a bridesmaid and never the bride, which means the longer Pep is at City, the Arteta will not win the Premier League. But isn't Pep leaving? I'm understanding Maresca's taking over. I did a stream on Don Hassam's channel with Martin, the City fan, and he is convinced that the groundwork is all being laid, but that Pep will win the treble and go. God, I hope he doesn't, but I'm not sure. Who remembers Andy Gray's The Boot Room, Jimmy Hill Match of the Day, and St. Greaves, the old gunner here, almost as old as the cannon. Jack Swagger. I definitely remember you must remember St. Greaves. They were awesome.
Jimmy Hill Match of the Day, St. Greavesy.
I used to do a good Jimmy Hill impression. What did he used to say? There was something he used to say though.
I don't know. But you had to chin, didn't you, first?
Is this a well-known fact that Jimmy Hill wrote our good old Arsenal? We're proud to sing that name. While we sing this song, we'll win the game. Lyrics by Jimmy Hill. I know.
Don't know.
Yeah, marvellous. No. True, the midfield do play like they've never done a rondo in training. Makes me angry seeing it. But then at the same time, as soon as we're at the back, as soon as we're in defence, we're playing it around and we're trying to... Natasha Olive remembers St. Greaves, and also when they buses to do all day on the BT when they cut. I used to love, that whole thing of they're not doing that anymore, are they? The whole day FA Cup final, didn't matter who was playing. Are you going to watch it this year?
Cup final?
Yeah.
No. I might do.
I mean,
is it Chelsea versus Man City?
Yeah, I can't. In the Fair Play Awards, the PSR Cup final. Admitted it, haven't admitted it yet. Soccer Saturday with the great age, good times. I liked Soccer Saturday as well. If Arteta wasn't going to play Wanyeri, then it's better for the player that he went on loan. I would never have greenlit it, but I'm not an Arsenal money, nor do I have coaching badges. Just on one level, listen, I don't think you need coaching badges for this one. You just go, we're sending someone out, we're not taking anyone back in. That's all. I miss the old pools readouts and the results. I do still love that. Heart of Midlothian 1. Stenhouse Muir. They used to do that because he has to do the whole thing, doesn't he? He can't just say West Brom. He goes, West Bromwich Albion 0. Brighton and Hove Albion 1.
If you closed your eyes and heard the first score, you knew the second one was going to either be a win or draw or defeat. Because of the way he used to do it.
The way he used to say it.
Yeah, he used to say Leeds United 4.
Oh, right. Yes.
Albion. Then you go, it's going to be 4. 4. No. Hearts of Midlothian 2. Celtic.
And then the tic-tac, tick-tick.
Oh, yeah. On paper as well.
Yeah.
And then they had the
Arsenal.
electronic ticker tape.
Arsenal, Pride of London, best team in Europe, 1. Manchester City 0. Fulham popped the ball around nicely. We better be careful. Yeah, and they haven't. It's an OnlyFans camera. It better not be. Fulham is basically Arsenal's B team. Can't we just kindly convince them to let us put 15 past them for the good of the world? Makuzi's a very good question.
I was just thinking that, actually. Yeah, because the amount of Arsenal players they got there, they say, oh, fuck it, yeah, go on, Arsenal, go and pop him 4 goals.
Iwobi is injured, isn't he? I think. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
They've got Iwobi, they've got Emil Smith.
No, but he's not playing because that's what I'm saying. He's injured. Bernd Leno, Iwobi, Emil Smith Rowe. No, I'm saying Iwobi's injured. Who's the other one? There's another one. Oh, I can't remember who it is now. Iwobi, Emil Smith Rowe, Bernd Leno.
Wasn't Nelson, was it? No, he went somewhere else, didn't he?
No, I couldn't even tell you where he's gone. That's Let's have a look through their squad, see if I can't think of it. Unless you guys can tell me earlier. Arsenal players going to have to do something different, kicking long attack. Make sure flanks protect ball wide man. Because he was thinking the same, can we promise them some bonuses to have a day off? Yeah, do you know what I mean? Or recall everyone. It turns out we haven't sold them anyone. We just record them all on the same day. I'll kick myself when I've realised who this is. Who's it? Oh no, maybe not. Maybe that's it. Nope, it's just the 3 players. I'm sure there was another one. Maybe it was Nelson on loan or something. But as I think Alex Iwobi, they haven't got much to play for, have they?
No.
Doesn't help that I ignore broadcast TV nowadays. There is no broadcast TV nowadays, isn't it? That's good trivia. I had no idea, Jimmy. I'm starting to think I might have made that up. I've known it for years, but yeah, I think someone should just double check because I'd hate an army of Adam's Arms regulars going around saying things that I said were true and aren't. But I'm pretty sure Jimmy Hill wrote it. In fact, I'm sure I saw him claiming it because I can't remember if it was the 71 final, but we didn't have a song or something like that. And so good old Arsenal, which I've never liked, honestly. Arsenal will get beat in the Champions League. Okay. That's a prediction. Rude One Star, yeah. Why what makes you so convinced of your prediction? Have you got money on it? Rude One Star, yeah, they were flying kites in training before playing City a couple of years back. We're just asking for the same energy. Maybe ESR forgets to track his man.
Yeah. Good old Arsenal. At least in 1971 was written by former footballer, manager, and broadcaster Jimmy Hill. 1971 FA Cup final.
Yeah, we didn't have a song, so he was like, I'll write you a song. Why can't I do his impression anymore? Where is George Graham? I don't know.
Probably at home in bed.
454 East 55. That actually happened. Yeah, I bet it did.
No, it wasn't 454. It's 455 East 54.
Declan Rice, Christian Norgard, Hincapie, Eberechi, Bukayo Saka, Victor Gyökeres. You're just listing names again, but at least you've this. Can we almost? I was just about to say he's got them all right, but then you look at Eberechi. You did so well, Lucky Singh. You were right there.
And Bukayo Saka.
Yes, it all fell apart after Hincapie, but Victor Gyökeres is right. Could have had a capital, but Bruce Grobkar in goal. You've started Stuart off on it. Brucey Grobler. The best ever goal, wasn't it? Michael Thomas. Do you remember when Trump was on St. Greaves in 1990? No. Was he? I can well believe that. That's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. I don't really have a team. Goalkeeper. Who's playing for Europe still? Fulham. They are, They are. Oh, God. 6th is up for grabs. Greavesy interviewing Tyson. I loved Greavesy. Beating Arsenal seems like it's every team's reason to go all out. Even despite form or placement in table, we always get the best out of any team's efforts. Yeah, there is that. No one likes us. We don't care. Hill approached Arsenal's manager Bertie Mee for permission to write his own anthem for Arsenal. Hill wrote Good Old Arsenal to the tune of Rule Britannia. Thank you, Google. Yes, indeed. Who will win the World Cup? Do you know what? I have no idea. Zanzi, have you any strong thoughts on this?
I'm putting £5 on Curacao to win.
May I ask if you've looked at the odds?
No. But I reckon they're.
If you want, I'll take that £5 to the bookies for you.
I reckon they're probably about 10,000 to 1, won't they? Something like that.
Yeah, I'm happy to take the money to the bookies for you and put it on.
No, because you never get there, will it?
No, it never would. It never ever would.
I do. It'll be a bugger if it did. If they did.
If it did.
Dan, can I have me 50 grand, please?
Yes. Funny thing about that.
Yeah. I lost the ticket.
Oh dear, what have I done with that ticket?
But did you hear? I sent you that message about that Tottenham fan who said that. When I said someone had put a comment that Tottenham won't get any international players because they only look for top flight teams. And I said, well, Curacao manager might be looking for Tottenham players if you can afford them. And some bloke said, I've never heard of Curacao, and I know every.
Oh, I did see that.
Yeah, and I know
Country
every
in the world.
country in the world. I said, maybe you need to
admit you're wrong.
Yeah.
You said something like admit you're wrong or get a better atlas. It's just like it's the conviction with which people say it. And I know every country. Well, here's how I know you don't. Because Curaçao's a country.
Yeah.
I love it. So much confidence. It's usually a precursor to some absolute falling off. I think Spain is a lot of people's favourites. France or Spain. America. I think Rude One Star says America will win the World Cup. They've already started playing America. Oh God, yeah! Imagine if Trump starts go war with whoever's in the final. France to win the World Cup. Argentina, France final needs a rerun. Oh, can we just be England, please? Portugal, great squad. Do they have a great squad? Isn't Ronaldo still in it? He should stop now. Iran to win the World Cup. I did find it, not to make this political, but I did find it amusing that Infantino had a conversation with Trump, and Trump said, oh yeah, no, look, it's absolutely okay for Iran to come to the World Cup. So Infantino told Iran, oh, you are able to go to the World Cup. The next day Trump came out and said, you know, how could they even think of coming here for the World Cup? And Infantino was like, sorry, you said they could come, because they can come, but I'm not guaranteeing their safety. And it's just like, we are literally living in playground tactics. It's just... So, Iran aren't coming. We don't want to come anyway. Morgan Gibbs, Marcus Rashford, Ollie Watkins, Lewis Hall, Harry Kane, Cole Palmer. Can we just... Zanzi, this is a game for you and me, I think. And anyone in the chat. How far into a Lucky Singh message can you get before the first spelling mistake? Because that was going brilliantly. Come on. Morgan Gibbs. I mean, could have had the full name. Marcus Rashford, Ollie Watkins, Lewis Hall, Harry Kane, Cole Palmer. Oh. Mate, I've been to Turkey and I couldn't point to it on a map. Same for Dubai. I lived in Dubai, so I can point to it on a map. No, actually, that's, yeah. Pointing to things on a map isn't necessarily a key skill. They wanted to replace him with Italy. Oh, did they? Is that true? Would you... that's interesting. I've not heard that. Where is Tony Adams these days? I love the way Natasha seems to be suggesting that they've all been kidnapped or something. And has anyone seen Tony Adams? I know he did an interview at the start of the season saying that Martin Odegaard never win the league as captain, and then backtracked furiously, and now is probably coming out saying, nope, it'll never happen. Dan says, no one likes us, we don't care. Does that mean Arsenal's a new Millwall FC? Well, when they come up, you tell them. I'm not saying shit. Well, there you go. Skip was at League Cup final looking well. Cherky showing up Foden. That's how you play number 10. What's happened to Foden?
I've never really rated him, so...
What, at all?
Not really.
Even when he was player of the season?
Was he? He's a young player, maybe.
No, he's player of the season. Well, now you've got me thinking. Now, come on, man. Like,
he doesn't do anything for England, does he? And that's the only time I'm really interested.
Neither did Paul Scholes. It's funny, the revisionism around Paul Scholes. Oh, he's a great player. I mean, I think the highest ranking he ever had on Ballon d'Or list was like 25. Phil Foden is, again, this came up. Martin, the Man City fan, was talking about how they'll never sell Phil Foden because he's Manchester through and through. I was like, and because no one will give you money for him, I think. No, I don't think you could say he's not good.
No, I'm not saying he's not good. I've just never raised him.
Yeah, he was the named 23-24 Premier League Player of the Season.
No, right.
He played a pivotal role. I mean, he was the end of season. He was just ridiculous. He was unplayable. The Kapama spelling. What is that? Hope they kidnap Cherky. It's not Cherky that worries me. It's like... Sometimes, you know what it feels like, though? I think the general... What's the best word for it? The grumbling in the Arsenal fan base. I was thinking about this. It's a little bit like... You know, when you watch a team, you want it to be like a Rocky story. You know, you're the plucky underdog and, you know, you get a chance. 2022-23 was like Rocky getting picked to do a prize fight and he goes... But in this case, it's instead of winning or drawing at the end, we get knocked out. And then the next season we come back and it's even closer and this time we lose on points in the 12th round. And then the next season, it's like, oh, we get knocked out really early. It was out on a technical. And then this season, we're at miles out in front. It's being an Arsenal fan, I don't think they'd make a Rocky 5 if it was the Arsenal story. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think that's where everyone's getting this malaise, this grumble from. Why didn't we get you?
If they ever made an Arsenal film, I think there's going to be a lot of suicides outside the hotel, the cinemas. People would, I don't
think it'd be that extreme. I think people just leave that going. But do you want to come and see the sequel? No. Oh, does he finally win in the sequel? You'll see. Like I've been to 4 of these matches now, and every time you do a montage after it, you get battered. It's time. It's time we win one. That's all I'm saying. Foden isn't making a plane for the World Cup. I could believe that. What era was the best Arsenal team? 1930s. Come on. Next question. No one's saying any. I mean, do you mean of all the eras I've lived through, Wenger? From 98 to 2004.
Oh, yeah. They're plum years, weren't they?
Mate. Sol Campbell's done the double.
Mm.
I mean... We went from people like my uncle going, you'll never see a double in your lifetime. It was brilliant. Or there'll never be another double. And then we did it in 97, 98. And we did it in 2002. I was like, we've done it twice.
3 times.
Some of that. Huh? Well, of course, 71 as well, yeah.
Yeah. Tottenham have only ever done it once.
Who are Tottenham?
Don't know, that championship side, aren't they? Something like that.
What do you think of Tottenham?
Shit.
Who do you think of shit?
Tottenham.
Thank you.
That's all right.
We hate Tottenham. I was trying to explain to people, as I sometimes have to, even on this esteemed company. I know Melina's always found it difficult to understand my loathing of Tottenham. I was having to explain it. You know, like they're just impossible to like, and they must go down. Would it still be a good season if we didn't win any silverware, but Tottenham went down? Yeah, I think I could take that.
Yeah. No, it's the longest they've been in the top flight.
Is it?
Yep. So they have to go down.
I don't know why we didn't get Cherky. Even before I saw Cherky play, I heard nothing but good things about him. He seems to have that level of arrogance that none of our players do, and maybe that's okay, but I'd quite like one of our players to be as irritating as Cherky. Foden is media hype. I'm going to push back a little bit on this whole Foden is media hype thing, because I think he's good, or he has been very good. He's not at the moment, but I don't think anyone in the media is saying he's good at the moment. No, I mean, 22-23, he was outstanding. I'm just going to look up some stats, but... He was instrumental in keeping us from winning. But yeah, he has had his like no one's great every season, are they? I think the most consistent players like Mo Salah. Even Mo Salah's had a bad season now. So yeah, let's have a look. 23-24, 53 matches played, 27 goals, 12 assists. Come on, we can agree that was good, can't we?
Yeah, good.
19 goals, 8 assists in the Premier League. That's good. I think we can rest on saying that Foden's just media hype.
Yeah.
Leon probably, most French teams are probably going to have to sell if they get...
I still wouldn't want him in my side, though. Arsenal side.
Who, Foden?
Mm.
No, I wouldn't. But they used to make me laugh because people always just go, oh, he's better than Saka. We had this conversation a couple of days ago on another live stream where I was like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you think like Foden's better than... I wouldn't swap. None of us would swap. So it doesn't matter, does it?
No, plus the fact they're playing different positions. So
They do play in different positions, yeah.
yeah,
Paul Scholes played on the Harlem Globetrotter. That's why he's even mentioned. Paul Scholes. I think it's just a lot of it comes from a level of football understanding I don't have. So when you get really great players saying, "Oh, he was great," then you have to give it some credence, But at the time, people weren't talking about Paul Scholes the way they do now. England back four. Oof. I don't know. It's probably Livramento now, isn't it? I don't think they'll take Miles Lewis-Skelly. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know anything about England. Are they any good? Shout for the World Cup is Holland. Dark horses. Always like watching them. Always root for them. Never want to see them do badly. Always liked Holland. I'm going to use "oh no" instead of "oh no" from now on. Okay. Just to mind fuck people. You do it. Dixon, Adams, Bold, Winterburn, says Cole. Genius.
yeah. I was thinking that.
Where are you?
Mm.
If Lee Dixon plays for England, so can I. It's wild that everyone hates us. Can we get to this? Because you know how I've always been the same. I like it when they hate us. The worst thing in the world is people go, "Oh, we like your team," because that's the sort of shit you say to Newcastle when they're 15th. I think that I can never remember the exact quote, but first they. What is it? Let me get the quote. First, then they hate you, then they attack you, then you win. Sort of falsely attributed to Mahatma Gandhi all the time.
I can remember a few years ago I was in hospital, and it was a Saturday, and the bloke in the opposite bed, he got the papers out and he's reading it, and he says, "Fucking Arsenal won again." He says, "I fucking hate Arsenal." Then he looked at me. He says, "Do you hate Arsenal?" I said, "No, not really." He said, "Who do you support them?" He said, "I support Arsenal." He went, "Oh,
awkward." Should have checked first. Yeah, so first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they attack you, then you win. That's how it is. Reece Gahey O'Reilly. Tottenham are actually getting relegated. Lovely stuff indeed. Do you know what? They are, aren't they? They actually bloody are getting relegated. They actually are. They beat Wolves, which was the longest run. If they hadn't, it would have been the longest run in their history. They've gone without a win. It was 115 days.
I saw a brilliant comment on it was the Wolves Tottenham on, I think, TalkSport. No, not TalkSport, on Sky Sports on YouTube. And someone put a comment down there. It's brilliant. He says, "Wolves, you had one job to do."
I know, but you can't be too harsh on Wolves. They've been down since the start of the season.
I just thought it was so funny when West got that late equaliser. No, they were late winner.
Yeah. Oh, well,
Sorry.
I was nervous as a kitten listening to BBC Sounds. I was listening to 5 Live. I was listening to the Tottenham game, and they had Chris Waddle not pulling any punches. You know, talking about how they're just nowhere near a chance. And then the goal goes in, and you're like, oh, at least West Ham are beating Everton. And then Everton equalised. And I thought, is this how it's going to be? Is this how life is at the moment? Is this everything I want in football? It goes the other way. Fine. Great. And then got home after a long walk, was getting into the bath, and then found out that West Ham had scored the winner just minutes later, and he just loved it.
So you didn't go running around the house naked then, did you?
Not for that, no.
Okay.
Are we saving the UCL preview for the Tuesday night show? Yeah. I'm going to do a Tuesday night show, but it won't be probably as long, and then we'll do one post. To be honest with you, I want to do quite a lot of... I want to catch up on Atletico games. I did watch them against Club Bilbao. I thought I was going to go very differently at one point. But yeah, we'll do that on the Tuesday Club for that. And then we'll be back on Wednesday to discuss the great victory. Hopefully. Jack Swagger, Rude 1-star, England back four is Terry Butcher, Rio Ferdinand, Tony Adams and Sol Campbell. That's an odd one. I wouldn't have put that as a back four. He's gone very centre-back heavy there, hasn't he? Or just I like the idea of a line of them and no one...
Yeah.
Anyone runs past and all four of them just batter him. Our England back four is... Oh, we've read that. Go to World Cup. Go directly to World Cup. Do not pass go. Oi, oi, clockenders. Doof, 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 doof. Ding, 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 ding. Oi, oi, clockenders.
Great footballer there.
Terry Butcher, headband. Oi, oi, Nate. Garner doing well. Fogan played. Don't know what that is at all. Sorry, that's just... Des Walker, Stuart Pearce, Gary Pallister, Paul Parker. Oh, na 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 na. How many goals for England with 49 caps? Answer 4. Who? Who are you talking about? What's your favourite Arsenal away kit? 1989. That's my favourite kit of all time, I think. 89 yellow, says Rude One Star. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think we'll stretch play, so more dangerous, get goals. I also like that they hate us. The worst things when they were feeling sorry for us at the end of the Wenger era. Yeah. It's very overrated. And also now people go, oh yeah, but it's so good with Thierry Henry and Bergkamp. What a great era. At the time, people weren't saying that. Do you know, it still gets on my tits? Newcastle, you could hear the Newcastle fans at the Emirates singing same old Arsenal always cheating. And we absolutely aren't always cheating. And this from the team where they just forearm smash players and pretend it's stayed in, you know. I'll tell you what.
Yes, I did like the referee when one of their players got injured right on the touchline and he said, no, if you want treatment, get off the pitch.
And yet when Kai Havertz boots you off the pitch, not Kai Havertz, Martinelli boots you off the pitch. What about that overhead kick from Martinelli?
Oh, I know.
Do you know that I watched the training? I never watched the training from the sober reality training. You know, I don't get the point. And it is rondos and things. But there was about 3 times where Martinelli overhead kicked it. And I thought, he has been in training. Glad Thomas Tuchel, assistant looking at this for tournament. They really do hate us. Sign of the times. I think it's mostly bots and NPCs. Yeah. All real people that hate us. Also, I think this is like you hear the same shit from people. I've been on 2 shows in the last couple of days where people have said, "Oh, well, you're not like other Arsenal fans," and I was like, "I don't care. I'm like me." Do you know what I mean? Well, most Arsenal fans said they got the best squad in Europe. It's like, all right, why are we discussing them? They're not here. I'm here. I've been having this conversation with Martin on 2 different streams now, where he tells me that Arsenal's squad is better than Man City's. And then I said to him, well, who would you take from our first 11 into your first 11? He goes, oh, no. Our first 11 is better than your first 11, but your squad is better than ours. And I'm like, so who would you take from our squad? And it's like, you know, there's never anyone, you know, I don't think. And then they were saying, oh, it's your copium. You're saying, oh, you're trying to pretend you haven't got the best squad in the country. It's like, Man City's salary is 50% higher than ours. If we've got the best squad, they're getting rinsed. Guys, let me know in the comments, who's got the best squad in the country? Because I don't think it is us. I think we've got a good depth of squad. I think our squad is deep enough to get us through these. We've run deep in every tournament. I think it's going to be a stretch for anyone, but Champions League semi-finals and top of the table with 4 games to play. I think our squad's been good, but that doesn't mean I think every player in the squad is, world class. Norgard hasn't played. Madueke.
Did you hear that Arsenal may be looking at Silva from Man
David
City?
Silva. No, I'm not having Bernardo Silva. Don't be silly.
Bernardo Silva, not David Silva. No,
I know. I wish it was David Silva. No, look, Bernardo Silva's not coming to Arsenal. Just like we couldn't get Julian Alvarez directly from them, they're not selling to us.
No, who's the one from Man City midfielder?
Say again.
Who's the Man City midfielder?
Bernardo Silva.
Yeah, him.
We're not getting Bernardo Silva.
Why?
I don't think he'd want to come. I don't think we'd pay him as much as he'd get elsewhere. I don't think he suits us. I don't think his age profile matches what we're looking for. And I don't think he'd want to come and play for us. And I don't think that City would let him.
No. Plus, well, no, but they against City wouldn't have a chance, would they, really? Choice.
They wouldn't, but I just don't think, I don't see that. He wanted to go to Paris Saint-Germain 2 years ago, and he got talked out of it. He's wanted to go a long time, but he could go somewhere and get silly money. He's not coming to us. And also, I think there is a certain feeling of, staying, not loyal to City, because I don't think it's disloyal, but no, I think there's just a load of nonsense in the transfer speculation this early on. Although we did pick up some ne'er-do-wells off the back of Wenger football. They're all wearing City or Real Madrid jerseys now, probably. No, there's still a lot of them. There's still a lot of them around. There's a guy who puts Arteta in his handle and has 15 channels and goes on and on about Arteta all the time. That's the only thing that he can talk about. The amount of times I've had that conversation in my life, as soon as they see the Arsenal tattoos, they change demeanour. Yeah, I mean, you have to be a bit dense if you're asking someone with an Arsenal tattoo if they're an Arsenal fan. No, actually, to be honest, I didn't know the significance. I thought it was like an Illuminati symbol. So, lads, disappointingly, we aren't going to quad. I think we can all accept that.
We can still on for the double, though.
Well, yes, we are. We are, and let's be honest, that's really good. But yes, the quad loading T-shirts are now half price. They are still available from the foyer, the gift shop. Anyone wants to? It was always a bit of a risk printing quad loading T-shirts. Can you remember when the French national team played Arsenal at Highbury in 1989? Nope. You'd think I would as well. French national team used to be pony, though. I really wanted the absolute movie scene, Oscar-worthy cinema of Arsenal winning the quad and Spurs getting formally relegated in the same week, though. Yes, but then I would have been like, this is definitely a simulation. To be alive for that. Yes, but a man's reach should exceed his grasp, else what's a heaven for? My first kit was a 2009 Arsenal yellow. My dad got me when I was 7 for Arshavin Anfield one. Nice. Mm-hmm. Very nice. You're a millennial. Love that kit. Watched that game with my pool mate. The Arshavin yellow. Yeah. He was especially funny. Rude One Star, Attack Morgan Gibbs White, Marcus Rashford, Ollie Watkins, Lewis Hall, Kane, Jude Bellingham. He's done it. Dun, 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 dun. I didn't see any spelling mistakes in there at all. You could have hyphenated Gibbs White.
You could have put a capital K for Kane.
Oh, yeah.
And White as well. Should have been a capital.
Yeah, but apart from that, that's spot on. Well done, Lucky Singh. Yeah. Glazers out. Was in Mauritius for a pre-season rugby fitness tour when I watched that 4-4 Arshavin game. Was great. Wow. I know I shouldn't like white kits, but I've got the one in the season we beat Milan. Cesc Fab, pot shot outside the box. Love that kit. I don't like those surrender kits. I saw that training. They were playing foot volleyball. Martinelli was practicing that overhead kick. Crazy. He did it in the game. Yeah, crazy. Imagine if it had gone in as well. I really thought, I predicted 2-0, and I was so close. So close. What does the chat think about press reports of Arsenal monitoring Brazil forward Endrick, who is currently on loan at Lyon from Real Madrid? I haven't seen the reports. I haven't seen enough of Endrick. Obviously, when I have seen him, he's looked good. Couldn't hurt, could it? Zanzi, do you have an opinion on Endrick?
No. Because there's also that we're going for Maxi bloke from Sporting anyway. Maxi, that's it. I just call him Maxi.
Call him Maxi Pad.
Yeah.
Welcome to my place. I call this my Maxi Pad. We had the best squad until City got Gay into menu. At least
I was going to say, hopefully you'll be a defender so you can soak up the pressure. Boom, boom. I should go.
Very good.
Bye.
Oh, bad form. And Semenyo, at least in England, can't. I don't know. Boy, Tendio, stop messing about. Stop messing about. Yeah. I've gone all Ali McCoist because I'm hoping that Rosie's still in the building. Come on, stop messing about. Have you seen their squad? I do think defensively we beat them, but David Raya and Donnarumma, I would go David Raya. I think if you went first team, there's a bit of Arsenal bias. It could be 50-50. But I think they have, I mean, Diaz, John Stones, Kuzanov, Mark Gahey, Aiton Nuri. I think you look at it, the fact they've got Reinders, Cherky, Foden. I think no one's taking our midfield over there. There's Rodri, Bernardo Silva. On the left, they've got Semenyo, Doku, Marmouche, who wasn't cheap, by the way, lest we forget. And then Savinho's shit. But I don't know where Trossard and Martinelli stack up against those four. Yeah, I think, honestly, Man City got a better squad. Alan Sunderland winner against United, yellow with blue, classic. I like all the yellow blues, but that is a classic. Silver on a free. Nah. He ain't coming. Dead smells anyway. I just think he'll go somewhere with a much better chance of making money. I think he deserves a massive payday. I'm sure he's not broke.
I think Nico Riley looks really good.
No, Nico Riley's been outstanding last 3 or 4 months. Really good. I think Saliba and Gabriel are better. Well, I don't know. Gahey, it's close. But no, I think we've got the best centre-backs. I think our keeper and centre-backs. But as a squad, all I was saying to him was like, look at, if you don't believe me, look at when we played you. Wouldn't you swap benches? I mean, they had on their bench. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one.
I think with our central defenders and Timber as right back, that they would get into a mixed squad.
Timber, yeah. Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, David Raya, Declan Rice. I don't think Odegaard gets into the City starting 11. Saka, did you? I think you said Saka, didn't you? I think Saka gets in there.
No,
well, Saka, I think, is good enough. Although I'm sick and tired this season of all the Arsenal fans who are a bit whingy going, he's washed, he's dead food fam. Rude, it's a beautiful shirt, one of the best we've ever done. Love the nod to Herbert Chapman, still got in the depths of my wardrobe somewhere. Let's stop taking rivals' rejects. Trouble with that is, on some level, you either pay through the nose or you have to buy players that a team doesn't want. I think you probably aren't the only person who doesn't want to see us buy another Chelsea player. We have a deep squad, but the quality is another conversation. This is where I am, Jack. This is how I feel. 265 quid a week for Jesus is a waste of money. Over $1 million a month for that guy. Yep. Yeah. It's difficult. I was really glad we signed him, and it just hasn't worked out because of injuries. Who knows, though? Could have gone so differently, couldn't it? Was watching Aaron Ramsey's Arsenal goals. There's a blue fade Puma kit that looked good. Just a shame it's Puma and skin tight. Yeah, those skin tight ones were never popular. We could get the treble when Spurs get relegated. Yes, well said, that man. Bruised banana shirt. Oh, that's the point. Forgot about the bruised banana. That is an absolute classic. Yeah, one of those two. No proper Arsenal was even thinking about a quad. It's fucking embarrassing to go there. The shirts were tongue-in-cheek joke, to be fair to you, Daniel. Yeah, I mean, I did lean into it, though.
I like the Dayglow one, actually, from a couple of seasons ago.
I do. The Men at Work
It's funny,
one.
I saw it first one, and looked at it,
Hated it.
Oh, God, that's awful. But then it grew on me.
It did. I really liked it by the end. The Bubblegum third kit last season, that can fuck off.
No, yeah.
Horrible.
And that all-white one, they can bin that.
No,
like that.
No, that's no use. That's no use, that one. I would take Endrick in a heartbeat. That'll do me. Right, we're on. We'll have that. That's a player. Classy as fuck. Don't think much about Endrick. 5'4", bit short. Okay. We've got a split in. We've divided to fan base. We're going to have a punch-up to find out who's right, Zanzi.
Ian White wasn't tall, was he? And he did all that.
Yeah, right. It's a fine figure of a man. You take that back.
That's
Was
what
he
I'm
about
saying.
5'8"? He's not 5'4".
I know.
How tall is Hendrik? Please don't tell me he's really
He
5'4".
can't be 5'4", surely. I mean, it's like a fucking.
Oh, Arda Güler from Real for us. Yeah, absolutely. We linked with him a lot, and I really like Arda Güler. Did you see that? Manuel Neuer threw the ball out to him, and he pinged it in. Body form for you. Hendrik is less rounded player than Gabby Jesus. There are better out there. Yeah, all I know about Hendrik is a couple of years ago, wasn't it? He signed, he came over from Brazil, and there just didn't know where to play him. Same with Arda Güler. Uses his right leg for standing. Very left-centric. Hot news.
Is 5'8", not 5'4".
Yeah. Hot news, Arda Güler to N5. That would be hot news. Araujo? Anyone? There's a nice yellow-blue Giroud era Jack Wilshere. Yeah, that is a nice kit, even though it's a little bit... I think the TikTok generation would say it's a bit zesty. But I don't know what that means, so I won't.
What clip was that? Sorry.
You know the Ramsey, the Arsenal. I'm sure Sanchez played in it as well. The blue and yellow Puma Giroud era Jack Wilshere. Yellow blue Giroud. Fulham got to play West Ham. Victor Gyökeres. You've been on a roll, Lucky, and now the spelling's gone to shit again. Basically, we're the classiest club in England with the classiest shirts, minus them horrible years with Puma and absolute monstrosity, all of them. Ugh. Yeah, we are. We are the classiest team in England, and we have the best fans. Everyone knows that. City signed 11 new players from last January. That's the juggernaut we're competing with. Doesn't it make... Listen, I can't be the only one who gets pissed off when our Man City fans go, yeah, we're in a transition. The fuck are you talking about? What are you transitioning from? Rich to very rich?
Cheating.
Buy any
very cheating.
You can't cheat. Well, listen, innocent till proven guilty, Zanzi.
Yeah.
Let's not call them cheats.
Allegedly.
Let's not say they've cheated. We can suggest it and imply it, but let's not say it. Good, yeah, those Puma muscle shirts were horrible. Yes, they were. No one liked them. We had one of the top squads in Europe all season, and 1 year into the mix, it's a top squad and a first 11, however, going to be bested by City, Barcelona, and PSG's first 11 on ability. And that's a great thing about a cup game. I think we get past Atletico Madrid. I'm not quite at the level of, it's 100%, some people are saying. But I do strongly believe we will get past Atletico Madrid. And then Paris Saint-Germain. And I'm sick to back teeth. It was one of these, who was it? Aaron Talks Football or something? One of the Arsenal crowd. And if we get to the Champions League final, I'll be the least confident person there. And... there's people say things like it's an interesting thing to say. Okay, well, don't be confident. What the fuck's it got to do with me? Be as confident as you want to be. Like all these people, like DJB, who, as we all know, I have all the time in the world for, was going, there's no point in us getting to a final against... it was Kenny Ken, I think, was saying, there's no point in us getting to a final against Paris Saint-Germain or Bayern, they'll batter us. Just like, that's the spirit. That's the spirit. Why should we just not go then? What? Like, what are we doing here? Yeah, people didn't give us a chance against Real Madrid. No one thought we were going to top the entire league stage. Listen, come on, Arsenal. Come on, Arsenal.
Can you imagine that in 1989 and before the Arsenal coach goes, someone gets up, no, we're not going to go because we're going to beat Liverpool, and no one's beaten Liverpool 2-0 this season. So
this decade. Home. Do you know what though? Not to do a backflip, like I was agreeing with you, but no, come on. There's a great book by Amy Lawrence on 89 where she collates all the fan stories. People who went up there, where they watched it. Absolutely brilliant. Loved it. But in the book, it becomes very clear that most of us did not think we were going to do it. Including the players, to be fair. Including the players. That's why George Graham's tactics, mental strategy of building the team up was so good. Because he's like, they're all expecting us to go hell for leather. It just calmed them down. I have watched the Michael Thomas goal about 50 times today. It always just makes me laugh. Because John Barnes picks up that ball and Richardson takes it off him. passes it back to John Lukic, who's able to pick it up. He throws it out to Lee Dixon. Lee Dixon has always said, I didn't want it, so I just hoofed it up the field to Alan Smith. But the commentator is, that's a good ball from Dixon to Smith. And Smith says, I just saw this blur of Michael Thomas making one of his runs, so I just thought I'd pass it into the... And there it is. Through the middle, it's up for grabs now! Oh. So let it be that. Let it be Man City are 1-0 up. Their game's finished. Ours has gone into the 8th minute of injury time. There's just a minute left. Saka's on the ball. He goes past one. He goes past another. He shoots. Oh, it's saved. It's fallen into the path of Gyökeres. It's Gyökeres. Go, Arsenal. Are champions of the universe.
That Thomas goal, though, every time I see it, it's like slow motion. Every time I see it.
It is.
Because you see these Liverpool players converging on him. And
yeah, Houghton. They're all saying, like... But it's funny because people will remember that he... Like, famously, Michael Thomas is just a very casual approach to things. He's very laid back. But there was a much earlier chance in the game, in the second half, where he snatches at a shot too quickly. And had that not happened, in his own words, if he hadn't snatched at the earlier one, not realising he had more time on the ball, he might have been rushing the second one, but he was like, I'm not going to rush this. I'm going to wait till Grobbelaar goes down and then I'm going to lift it over him. So it's this, standoff between Grobbelaar and Michael Thomas. And remind me again, did Thomas score that goal? Yes, he did.
Yes.
It's up for grabs now! Oh, what a beautiful thing to be an Arsenal fan. One thing I will say, I think our squad possibly has the weakest mentality of all teams I mentioned. I don't know. Listen, it's not about... Listen, I think they're human beings, right? And I think until you win something, as a group... Again, referencing 1989, there was a time where Tony Adams went into the dressing room and I think it was David O'Leary said, we could do this. And Tony Adams was 18 years old. Because of course we're going to do it. What are you on about? Of course we're going to win the league. As an 18-year-old, you don't know what you're talking about. You just think, yeah, we'll win the league this year, probably win it next year, might have a year after year. It's only the older heads that kind of go, this is on the edge of something very serious. And I think you need a couple of players like Cherky or just people who don't seem to care, But the really steely, determined players. Next season, our third kit is yellow and blue. Come on. Also, possibly weaker mentality than Bayern. Bayern are overconfident all the time.
Why is our third kit yellow and blue? Why not a second kit?
Should be the second kit, shouldn't it?
I know there's black kits for Africa, but then as you said before,
Lynx Africa.
What about fucking Asia and stuff like that?
Yeah. No, I listen. I love that we have an international fan base, but we cannot make a kit for everyone.
Yeah.
Can we just United's a Star-Spangled Banner kit, the Brazilian colours kit? Actually, I'd quite like that one. But no, it's just look. Let's just be Arsenal. People from Africa don't support Arsenal because we're African. I'm pretty sure of that. We've got so many great links to African players and things like that. But if I support Inter Milan, I don't want them to do an English kit. There is no another Wayne Rooney. There is no another Wayne Rooney. No, there isn't. What was that about? Dan, need to get another Wayne Rooney. Oh, stop it. Yeah, no, can't do that. Have you seen the leaks, mate? Wow, that build grows side. Rooney was such a unique player. He really was. What do you think about the 1982 green away kit? No, I don't. That's the year before me. Don't know it. Alexis Sanchez is a fucking legend. He was a fucking brilliant player. I have to question how smart this guy was when he went to Man United on the first day and was like, can I get out of this? It's like, do you have any idea how contracts work? Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, if you don't like it on day one, you've got a 30-day cooling off period. Yeah, you can just fuck off back to Arsenal. I mean, they can't have you back, but yeah. A tad John Inman. Oh, nothing wrong with that. Are you being served? Rude, nothing special, man. It's not signed or anything, just a nice bit of decoration. City in transition. God, fucking spare me. My Football Manager team has harder transitions than the City. So, I mean, it is annoying. How can you honestly talk about Manchester City being in transition? I want that one. Okay, well, Pep, you've already got a couple of left wingers. We've spent a lot of money on that one. All right, okay, fine. I want Gahey. But you said at the start of the season we offered to get you a centre back, and you said you didn't need one because you had Elaine, the young kid. I want that one. But it's a lot of money. Could we not just wait 6 months? I want that one. Right, okay, transition. Fucking transitioning more than LGBTQ's finest city. Rude, and it was a gift. Lookman and Sorloth seem to be out the first leg. I know Lookman is. He's injured. And he has been playing well. Sorloth played yesterday. So the only reason he would be out is if he's suspended. And I don't know about that. Every game's a final now. But see, this is... I like it when I disagree with one of you smart people. It's not, though, is it? Because, like, our game against... they're not all finals. This is the whole point with the final, isn't it? Because when we play Burnley, it's all right if they lose. They don't give a shit. By the time we play Palace, they're not going to give a shit. So finals when both teams could win something. All of our nerves... I think if we hadn't been quite so nervous against Bournemouth, we'd have done better. Semi-final of the Champions League. First leg. Come on. It's true, isn't it? Let that sink in. Amy Lawrence has a good book with Arsene Wenger, The Wenger Revolution. Oh, I love Amy Lawrence. What's the other one she did? She did one other. Really, really, really good journalism. History suggests a final versus Bayern will be fruitful. They give Man United after their first 50-odd years. They have CFC there first. They also gave... Oh, you're making me happy, Charles. Charles, you always do, but it's good to have you here making me happy. Physio needs to get the pain injections, but spam the place. Not sure which team can play Europe now. Got game for Fulham. Love Amy, such a lovely human being. Absolutely, a proper fan. A proper fan. What I love about that 89 goal was the look on Kenny Dalglish's face. There's so much about that game. It's magical. It's mystical. It's moving. It's one of the reasons I will always love Liverpool fans forever. The way they gave us an ovation at the end of that game. There are not that many teams fans that would do that. Chelsea fans wouldn't. They'd already gone home. They'd be out of the... They'd be in the car park by then, wouldn't they? I remember that Brian Moore was the commentator for the match that day. That was yes, he was on one channel. There's a commentary on another channel without him, which is really weird. And Curb Crawler Pleat. Oh, it's just the most irritating part of that whole thing. For me, the thing that really stands out from watching it live was when David Pleat goes, and if they are to lose, it's fitting that they've managed to get a victory today. And I remember thinking, oh, just shut up. Shut up, you dirty Mac-wearing prick. You know, like just, oh, David Pleat, just piss off. And then we scored like less than a minute later. And it's funny, I always remember him doing it though. He's always going, and it's fitting if they are to go and they've done it with a victory here. Oh, that makes everything better. You know, we haven't won the league in 18 years. I thought we were going to do it. We didn't. But no, we won on the day. Fucking doorknob. Cole. Oh, shut up, Pleat. Yeah. You're fucking Pleat. Dan, I think, just got shut out fear when faced Fulham. Yeah, I'd like us to shut out fear entirely. You always need a young star that doesn't actually grasp what's on the line. They are in every winning team. It's true, isn't it? Who's our young player who hasn't got... Martinelli doesn't have a clue what's going on, but I don't think he's young anymore.
No.
Who's our young player? Max Dowman.
Yep.
Maxi
MLS.
Dowman. Miles Lewis Kelly does now. He was last year, though, yeah.
Ranieri.
He's in France. Ils habite le sud de France. That's what I like about Dowman. He is fearless. Came on during the Everton game and changed everything. Very much so. Our first kit is Canada kit. Inter Milan have an English kit. Yes, because they were founded by an Englishman. Internazionale. There's the Milan team that foreigners could play in. That was the principle behind it, Internazionale. Dan, your favourite fan is back, mate. Just kidding. Love from... Hey! How you doing? You good? Love to everyone in India watching either now or in catch up. Massive St George's flag years ago. Dan, your favourite fan is... Oh, you've just read that. Is there a Dowman chant? Ah, great question from Col S. Is there a Dowman chant? Let's find out. Soon back. Championship cannot wait. Know this, lads. Every United fan wants Arsenal to win the league. Wesley Mank. I don't know if that's true, but I hope. Listen, we'll do it for the good of football. How's that? I'm one of the few Arsenal fans I know that doesn't hate Man United. Never have done. Don't hate Gary Neville. I just don't. Xavi Simons out with an anterior cruciate ligament. Oh, poor sod. That's his World Cup dusted then. Oh, that is sick. No one wants that. Like, you have to wonder how many ladders did he walk under? Ends up at Spurs and gets an anterior cruciate ligament. Christ. We can't keep saying...
he shouldn't have jumped onto the barrier with his shirt off. That's his fault.
If he'd ruptured his anterior cruciate ligament doing that would have been harsh. I saw he was in a lot of distress. I didn't watch the game. I only heard it. But he was, that you could tell it wasn't going to be a... God, Tottenham. I love this comment from Boytendia. We can't keep saying every game is a final. That's just terrible for mentality and managing pressure. Just win the game. We were on to win these games with or without a league title on the line. Very well put. Just do the job, lads. You're good enough. Just do it. Oxygen tent sales are up. Senlak 86. I went with a city mate to Main Road in the 80s. They got about 15,000 hardcore, most from Lancashire. Is that true? Both. I mean, I was joking about it today because I was saying, look, can we call Manchester an independent country and you all have your own league? Because it just gives us a break for a bit, wouldn't it? You know, just when Man United have fallen off, Man City come back. What is it with the city of Manchester? The fans have got to fucking relax. Seriously, not helping in a ground Saturday. I know. I get it. How do you get an entire... I thought, was it not better on Saturday because it was a 5:30 kickoff and everyone was a little bit drunk? I don't know, though. I find it really difficult to blame the fans when the football's a little bit below standard. Brian Moore, who was a commentator for It's Up for Grabs Now. I don't think he went into a single cab for the rest of his life without someone saying, say the line, just say the line. Through the middle, Michael Thomas, It's Up for Grabs Now! See, I don't even need him to say it. I know it. I hear it in my sleep. Hello, Banking 802. Hi, people. Good to see you.
I never liked John Motson after that Arsenal, Liverpool FA Cup final in Cardiff when Owen scored the second goal, and he said they're going to call it the Owen Cup final. I said no, it's not. It's going to be the
handball.
Hincapie. No, it wasn't a Hincapie. Of course,
Hencho.
It was Hencho handball on the fucking line, on the side where the linesman was, and he couldn't see it. Yeah, no,
we were robbed, mate. We was robbed. But
we outplayed them. We would have gone 2-0 up, and that would have been it. And then he keeps mispronouncing that Tottenham player as well.
Which one?
I can't remember now who he was.
What? When?
Motson always used to mispronounce a Tottenham player. It's like he's got like a Swedish, Danish sort of sounding name to him.
Huh.
And everybody in the world
Ericsson.
says his name. No, not with Ericsson. No, everybody in the world says that's his name there, and Watson says his own bloody version of it.
Where's his name? Where am I looking at?
Huh? What are you looking at? I don't know.
Well, you said there's his name there.
No. I'm saying everybody in the world says this is his name. This is how you pronounce it. And Motson goes off and says his own pronunciation.
I still find that funny how many different pronunciations there are of Jokkers.
You mean Gokkies?
Gakkies, Gokkies, Jukeres. Like, it's.
What's your full name?
Victor Einar Jokers.
But you can call me Gakkies. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not hard. I don't know what's wrong with people. It's like they don't listen to the person saying their name. My name is Jokkers. Victor. It does sound like he's saying anal. Groaning at short corners. Do you think we've done this on the training pitch? Do you think that's the next innovation from Arteta? He's going to have loudspeakers of groaning and Arsenal fans falling asleep. No, it's a combination of everything. I tell you what, I know I lent into this quite heavily, saying this a lot at the start of the show. But after watching the game, I was just frustrated. I wrote loads of notes, all of which were quite negative, and I just wanted somebody to cheer me up. I just wanted to not, because it's 3 points, you know. Like, I don't want to be one of those fans who's like, well, we didn't play well enough. Anyone can bitch and complain about anything, can't they? And I genuinely believe these players are giving it their best, and they're, you know, leaving everything out there, etc., etc. But I went on to Highbury squad, and I thought Sophie was absolutely brilliant. Some of my notes are like, here, bored shitless, too tricky again. Why not keep it simple, overcomplicated? But the idea that, you know, it's just all of us. We're all nervous. We're all anxious. We all we feel like we're being chased down by Man City, and we have so many bad memories of this. It's hard. I just would like somebody to, like a Jack Wilshere, to stand up and do something silly and make us all laugh and just break the ice, you know? Ultimately, we scored early. My prediction for the game was that if we scored early, we'd control the game. Kind of went that way, but we didn't get a second goal. Smith, Arsenal coming, and it's up for grabs now, right at the end. Oh, I love him.
I think it was Sigurdsson from Tottenham.
How does he say it?
Sigurdsson, like that.
Well, I can't remember which commentators. One of the current ones was saying there are names that we pronounce wrong on purpose because no one would know who we're talking about, like Bruno Fernandes. You know, everyone says Bruno Fernandes when we all know his name is Portuguese. It would not be Bruno Fernandes. It would be Bruno Fernandes. But you can't say it without coming across as an utterly pretentious git. You know? But I do think it's important to try and get the names right. So Victor Einar Jokers. Super Max. Is that the chant? Super Max. Super Maxi down. We'll have to do better than this, boys. Clockenders, get on it. School in the morning. He's got school in the morning. Xavi Simons with an ACL means he can't be sold. Oh, Boytendio dropping bombshells.
God. Hello, Xavi. Are you fit? Yeah. Oh, we're playing Lincoln City tomorrow. Who?
Oh, my God. Poor sod.
Yeah.
Mind you, there's only so much sympathy I can have.
Cardiff.
Why would you sign for Tottenham? Matthias Tell, when that was a loan deal, I was like, oh, poor sod. And then when he went and made it permanent. There's a lot of players, you look at it and go, Yves Bissouma, all right, we turned him down. He went, goes Tottenham then. But don't do it. We definitely have to be playing better football if we want fans to buy into the idea of us actually getting over the line. I think do you know what the only frustrating thing is? All these fans go, we're not going to do it. It's like, do you have to? Can't you just chill the fuck out for a month? That's all I've been saying. It's like, oh, Ted's got to go. Right, so can you wait a month? Or do we need... On the 12th man, just before Sophie came in and settled them all down, they were all talking about how, well, you know, if we offered Zidane enough money, he'd take it. And so we consistently said he doesn't want to come to... Yeah, but if you offered him 18 million, it's like, what do you mean? Like, everyone's living this world. It's so simple. If you want Zinedine Zidane to come and manage Arsenal, you just give him 18 million quid. He was the suggestions were Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp said he would never manage another Premier League team. He's not leaving Liverpool, who are looking for a manager, and coming to Arsenal. It's just this whole thing of, people are going and then start shouting about it. It's like, all right, so let's... anyway. Chelsea, City, Plastic, United, Arsenal, Liverpool, etc. Real. The Red Cartel. What's wrong with Arteta inviting Henry to come and talk to our squad? A player that as an Arsenal legend that has won most everything, we have different voices. But I had nothing wrong with that at all. Is that what happened? I didn't know that had happened. Did you hear about that?
No.
Look, you've chased Zanzi off.
Oh, no. Got a cough.
Smoking
Sorry.
his crack. What is the reason we shifted from 22-23 attacking football to now total defensive football with less attack? If I spoke to Arteta, I'd ask him, what is the reason Miko shifted? I think he was kind of... Yeah, I think it was... I don't know. I think he just felt the pressure a bit more and just didn't want to have it go the same way, so he worked on our defence. We've lost a little attacking. We've gained a lot more control. Simmons out. Serious question. Is Spurs cursed? Serious question, yes. Serious answer, yes. Have to remember that Kroenke might not want Thierry talking to the players when he puts his name in the Daniel Ek bid for Arsenal. That's fair. So what are we talking about? Because I didn't know. Is it that Thierry Henry has not been invited to talk to Arteta?
Who's Daniel Ek?
He's the guy who owns Spotify that made a bid for Arsenal that was turned down. Haha, I wouldn't be surprised if Arteta had them training to loud groans. Oh, someone's brought a DVD and it's got loud groans on it. Pop that on there.
Yeah. Are they people snoring?
Yeah, it does. That's very loud groans, but it's not a crowd. It's more of a... Arteta gets a lot of flack for the speakers at training, but winning coaches are actually doing that in all sports disciplines where the crowds get loud. Yeah, I think it's just the difference now. It's like when you win, all the idiots go, everything you've done is brilliant. And when you don't win, they go, oh, that's stupid. It's like the when he got the RAF in. What they didn't tell you was that was like 5 years ago. Everyone's like, oh, he's brought the RAF in to share communication strategies. Yeah, but it wasn't this season. It was 4 years ago. So if it was a problem, they should have brought it up then. I honestly thought that short corners was a good idea. Everybody was expecting the typical corners. The tactics paid off, netted us our only goal. It was a hell of a goal, though. That's plan. Managers take opposition, not have no doubt mind. I try not to have no doubt mind. Yes, so right. Übrigens, Reza, gewinnt Arsenal die Liga. Willst du das etwas davon? Look, there he is. Wee ears, big arms, blue savannah eyes, dipped in sherbet, Herbert, Earth, Ernie, Vader, Gerlash! Where the hell have you been? It's already past my bedtime, 1:45 in the AM. What's the AM stand for? Anti-meridian.
What is he shouting anyway?
Huh?
What is he shouting?
That's how we talk over the sound of a tractor.
Oh,
it's all right for you, folk. I've been up 4 hours.
Anyway, Herbert, you're not getting that cider because you don't know where the barrel is. I've hidden it well.
Hide it where you want. I'll nose it out, don't you worry. They have James Maddison to step in for Simmons, just saying, ouch. Don't you get the feeling that James Maddison's just gone, I don't want to play football anymore? I said this, and it turned out to be quite a controversial statement. Everyone was saying, well, what do you put the Spurs injury list down to? And I was like, part of me puts it down to, I've got a note. I can't actually play. Hang on a minute. There's nothing wrong with you. Oh, no, actually, it's all up and down my, and I think I've got so if it's all right, I don't really want to go to Wolves. None of us want to go to Wolves. Getting a fucking coach. That's what I think. James Maddison is like. He's got a darts-related injury, isn't he? It's like drinking too much of the darts. I've been hours.
Yeah, I can't hear either. I've got tinnitus.
Got ringing in my ears. Yeah, it's the cash register. It's funny when the news etc. say that Paris instead of Paris. Then I want them to pronounce Beijing properly too, but they won't. I've always found it really funny. Scottish friends have said, how comes it's Loch Ness, but as soon as it's the Ayatollah Khomeini, you guys are all good at that. It's like it's true. It's like Loch Ness, not Loch Ness. I'm sorry, we just can't say that. And now the Ayatollah Khomeini. Kvita Cavacelia. Sounds like flange. Come on, man, to be real. I like it. Sounds too much like flange. Yeah, that is brilliant. Flange. It does, though, doesn't it? Bruno Flange. What is... I want to know how Beijing is properly pronounced now. Oh, Hincapié. The Hincapié chant, I'm not a fan of, actually. I'm not a fan of it. It's not sunk. It's not stuck. Spurs will have. They will have Chris Darlings. They will have him in the Championship. That was an idea I had. We should do that. What are we doing? I honestly. Oh yeah, what the speakers with the moaning. Will Spurs fill that stadium in the Championship? Yeah, for Beyonce. Piero Hincapié. The Arsenal get excited when they see you play. It's strange that the feeling grows more and more because we've never had a player from Ecuador. It's not great, is it? Aina Yandrop. We are winning the Premier League and the Champions League. Goodness gracious.
The best one we have at the moment is the one for Eze. That's brilliant.
Yes, you can hear him crying at the lane.
Did you hear they played it over the speakers after the game as well?
Yeah.
Fuck off. I'm
a gooner now. Obviously anything crooning is brilliant, isn't it? That is, I'd say that's up there. Where are we? I think West Ham go down. Viva Sheffield United. If you know, you know. No, I don't know. I don't think I think and hope West Ham go down. Why do you say that? I want them up. We want them up. No to West Ham going. No to West Ham going down. Full stop. Dan, if I ever start my Arsenal content YouTube channel, I'd love to collaborate with you in taking on. So of course, you're allowed on. Come and. I have all the time in the world to collaborate, and you're always welcome. I would be honoured. I like the Saka one, Bukayo Saka running down the wing, Saka, hear the Arsenal sing, etc. We need a new Saka. We do need we need a few chants. We still haven't got one for Lee Dixon. Should we put our heads and minds into that? Anybody else does it, it's genius, revolutionary, showing passion on a touchline, i.e. Simeone. Mick does it, it's cringe. It's this, it's that. Boroff, just admit he's better than 95% of the rest. If he wins the Premier League... This is what drives me mental, because there are so many people now, people I respect, I don't necessarily agree with, but I respect, where I don't care if he wins the league, I still want him gone. He goes, when did the whole brief change? When was it, you've got to win the league and I've got to like you and your hair can't be too nice? You know? My idea was inviting Henri to talk to the players. They need a pep talk. I don't know. I don't know if it would be. I don't know if the players need it. I think they just need to. I just left be alone. I'd do a Brian Clough and take him to the bingo. Do you know what I mean? That's what you do. You just take the pressure off. You know. I think with the great managers, and I'm not even saying that Arteta can't become a great manager, because no one knows that. If he wins a Champions League and a Premier League this season, it's statue time, isn't it? We've all said it. And when you think he's 3 games away from that. 3 games away from statue. A different voice. Yeah, I think maybe they are doing it, Jack. Maybe they are getting people in. I don't know. Mucho Mambo, Sway, Zanzi, fuck off Tottenham, Mama Guna now. I really like the hybrid chant where different banks of the stadium chanting each other. I love that. So proud. We're in the North Bank. And it's funny because whenever I was in the North Bank, they're not as loud as us. And then when I had a season ticket, my stepdad managed to get hold of a season ticket and I was in the clock end. And then I was like, actually, do you know what? I don't know. It's because they're further away. But the West Ham were always quiet as fuck. West Ham need to stay up. I used to have a Trevor Brooking Panini sticker. For that alone, Hammers need to stay up. And why not? Trevor Brooking was quality, wasn't he? Apart from that one header.
I was going to say that. Yeah.
Apart from one header. He's one header away from being a really good bloke.
Yeah. There's a bit about the only header he scored on it.
Yeah, I can't think of another one. And it didn't have to be a header either.
No.
Odegaard 06, love that chant. We're in the North Bank. We're in the North Bank. We're in the North Bank. Highbury. We're clocking. We're the East End. We're the East End. We're West End.
Yeah.
We've paid for these tickets. Yeah. Cloughy would give someone a clip around the ear. I know, like Cloughy stories. I mean, in between the World Cup, we're gonna have to do just a whole section of Cloughy stories. West Ham cheated by playing Tevez. Oh yeah, that's true. Actually, that's true. That is true. They did cheat by playing Tevez, didn't they? Get? You're going way back. I love the long memory of Arsenal, of football fans. Clock end forever. Now you see, North Bank, mate. North Bank. I don't know. Isn't it weird? Isn't that a weird thing? It is a weird thing. Now that I think about it, it's like, I mean, it was always going to be North Bank or Clock End. There was never a chance I was going to be one of the, but all of my best memories are North Bank. All of them. All of them. Like the great Valencia game where I thought we were in the North Bank upper. All of my terrace days were just standing in the North Bank. The first game, Southampton in 1983. Loved the North Bank. If it North Bank forever for me. But you got to whether you're Clock End or North Bank, you're great. They need to make a twist and shout, let it all out. Max Dowman, twist and shout. How does that work? I heard the Clough story again today about Pierce and the broken iron. That is absolutely, it's one of the best stories ever. Now, if I phone this number, you're not going to come and fix my electrics, are you? He's got the captain of it. I've told this story before. You've heard this, Zanzi, haven't you?
Years ago, I've forgotten it though.
So he goes, yeah, because Stuart Pearce has just come away from being England captain and come back into the dressing room, and in walks Cloughy with a bag, plastic bag. And he's like, so I suppose you think you played well for England, did you? And he goes, yeah, I did all right. I played all right. Oh, is that right? Well, you're a fraud. You're a fraud. It's just busy. He's like, why am I a fraud? On the match day programme, Pierce Electricals, you're an electrical company. You're an electrician. Yeah, I was. That's what I did before I went pro as a footballer. Yes, but if I call this number, you're not going to come round, are you? Because no, my brother comes round. He does the electrics. Right. The missus's iron doesn't work. Bring that's on my desk fixed, or you're not playing on Saturday. He's fucking busy. Went and fixed his kettle. You just gotta love this man. The best story, I won't do it justice, but the best story, look up, if you haven't seen this already, you have got to watch Dean Saunders talking about how he nearly signed for a very drunk Brian Clough. Absolutely, please look up. At the end of this show, which is not long now, we've got to go to bed soon, but at the end of this show, please look up Clough, Dean Saunders, and Dean Saunders nearly signing for Clough. It's the funniest story. You can believe it about him as well. He was an absolute hero. My best friend, who I lived with when I moved out, one of the first people I lived with, he hated Clough. He absolutely fucking hated Clough. Really couldn't stand him. So one year I got him Clough's autobiography as a joke, and at Christmas, and I caught up with him a couple of days later, and I went, "Are you going to read that Cloughy book?" He said, "I've read it. It's brilliant. I fucking love Cloughy." It's just such a great man. Come on, Mama. Honestly, Aggro boys go clock end, and I heard multiple stories about the 80s proper aggro days. North Bank singing clock end, do your job, clock in, do your job. Yeah, but that's because you're next to the. That's because you're next to the away fans. That's not because you've got the. I don't know. Maybe it was. Maybe it was where all the aggro boys went. I don't know. Honestly, I never saw that much of the herd, or I never saw the whole EIE era thing. Heard about it. The most I ever heard about that was actually, no joke, on the West Stand. Because I can't remember what game I was in the West, and there was this guy in front of us regaling everyone with how they'd taken on one firm or other. And you think, I sense more than a slight whiff of bullshit about this. You know, it's like, Terrace, no, clock in, do your job. That's because you were sat next to them. That's why. They don't make them like Brian Clough anymore. No, they don't. They don't. And we've lost something for that.
Mm.
You can take all your trophies.
He was the one England manager we never had.
That Damned United is a brilliant film as well. No, he's just an absolute legend. Absolute legend. And I remember him go, do you know what? Forest fans as well. I want to say this because when he was ravaged by alcohol, and that last season, where Keane, you know, where they went down, and the Forest fans gave him an ovation, and they showed him nothing but love, and you just think, I want us to be like that a bit, you know. Instead, we made Arsene Wenger leave, and you just kind of think, I don't know. We're not necessarily doing well at being the most loyal fans, but Cloughy, that when he was crying at the end when he was retiring, and you just thought, I do lol at the RAF story. LeBron James and Kobe Bryant spent time with the Navy SEALs to understand high performance on command. Same thing happens anytime military personnel are brought into sport. Yeah, I mean, everyone does it. Like, everybody does it, because you've got a group of men, you've got them for 9 months fully engaged in an activity that very few people can sustain, and you want to find different ways of communicating ideas with them. And I don't think there's anything wrong with changing the way you approach it, you know. And everybody does this. Everybody, you know, it's like almost the supposition is, well, all Jurgen Klopp ever used to do is get them in and tell them a few stories and then send them out on pitch. No, like, they all go away, and Clough used to do the bingo, you know.
Who was it? It was Wimbledon, wasn't it? Who got in ballet dancers, wasn't it?
Yeah, that actually happened. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. My favourite, if we're doing these stories, Ian Dowie. I can't remember if he was at Charlton or at Palace, but he used to like to take the players for a bit of a run at the start of the day before a game. And they got fucking lost. He took the entire squad out for a run and they got lost. It's like almost missed the match, and you're like, don't do that again, Ian. You fucking idiot. It's like, but yeah, no, listen, football is about the people and the stories, isn't it? No, it's about silverware. Cloughy is the best. You might think so. The road from Derby to Nottingham is called Brian Clough Way. There's only one way. Usually, if a player disagrees with me, we get them in and we have a talk, and then finally they agree that I was right. Just fucking... Football is about football. Put out a t-shirt, mate. It's about people, mate. It's about people. It's about people play football. I was cheering for Forest the other day. Part of that is remembering the Cloughy days. They played their hearts out. Love Brian Clough, man. I cannot say enough good things about Brian Clough. He was what you want people to be. He was authentic. He wasn't always right. But that chat show where he was on there with Don Revy, was it Parkinson? You wouldn't get that today. Real, honest disagreement, like proper, you know. Here we are. It's been 2 hours and 18 minutes. I'm going to hand to Zanzi, who is going to share with us his considered emotional opinions on the emotion of the evening.
Well, it hasn't been as emotional as it was on Saturday. because by the end of that match, I was absolutely fucking plumb tuckered.
Yeah.
I got worn out watching it.
Yeah.
1-0, and then that whistle. I thought, oh,
mate.
blasted over crossbar. Whew.
What about that was the earlier the attempt in the very beginning of the match was heart stopping enough.
It was so funny when he just went, oh, sorry, it was hit though trying to kick
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And then the shot literally 30 seconds later, it's blasted over the crossbar. But yeah, we got 3 points. That's the main thing. As for the chat, which is over there,
Yes, it
beyond Dan, yeah, brilliant. Some superb comments, and also from you as well, Dan. That's it. And you are the person which keeps the lights on.
Oh, the lights are on.
Yeah.
Are they not? Yes.
And if Big Arms ever thinks he's going to find that keg of cider, no
Can we
chance.
get him here earlier next time? We like him. We like him to be involved. We just feel like he's letting it slip a little wee bit.
He hasn't been on for ages, has he?
Also, I wanted to say thanks to everyone who's sent me nice messages on other chats on other people's streams. Sakalaka boom boom. I never comment because you have to log in and do all that, and I can never be bothered. But no, it's been absolutely tip-top evening of great. I love it. I think the thing that keeps me going is I should have done a live stream on Saturday. I should have done a live stream because honestly, I felt like, as I said, I just felt like I was in a bit of a and I had it in my back of my head. I thought, I bet if I go in the Adam's Arms, if I open up, everyone will get me calmed down, and it'll be like 3 points. Don't worry about it. I instead went on Highbury Squad. Sophie did that. She's amazing. I hope you're all subscribed to Highbury Squad, and I felt much better. And today it was nice to not have any football to think about or worry about. I've made a video which comes out tomorrow at 8:00. On what I think is the main reason for Arsenal's poor performance, the repeated pattern. But, opening up tonight, I didn't know what mood people were going to be in, but what's been absolutely brilliant is when I go on other shows and people talk to me about what Arsenal fans are like, this is what Arsenal fans are like. And it's not just Arsenal fans, we've got fans from other teams, we're delighted to say. Really, really enjoy your company. Obviously, we had Bad Audio Bobby on earlier. It's always great to see him. Even if we can't always hear him. But in a onesie. Come on. Bad Audio, Bobby, in your drive. I hope you're not driving in a onesie. That would be too much. But
I'm in my dressing gown.
Yes, a dressing gown.
It's not only a dressing gown, but this is my summer dressing gown because it's a lot shorter. Because the arms on this were about that long.
Yeah.
And about that. It is a stupid bloody dressing gown. And every
wizard
time I did the
sleeve.
washing up, they just fall down. So I thought,
I can't cook or wash up in a dressing gown. It just
No.
the boys do that. Don't like it. But no, just everybody coming in and having making football fun again. That's all I wanted. I'm really, really, really grateful to each and every single one of you. The regulars that make this such a fantastic place to come.
And you've got chatters over there who are from all over the place.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I love when you see, and you know what? All I can say is it's probably the same for you, Zanzi. But when you see people pop in and you think, "Oh, brilliant, they're back," because you never know. Like when you start a show, you think, "Is anyone going to come tonight?" Because it's not like I had. I started the stream at 9:30. I was cooking. I was doing loads of stuff. But it's fantastic to see, and new faces. So if God made football to be played in the air, God would have put grass in the clouds. Oh, do you know what? I remember sitting, I got free tickets to Tottenham every other weekend when we weren't playing. I'd go and watch Tottenham. And one boy said that to his dad in front of me. My memory, they were both wearing fur coats. And he went, "It's true, isn't it, Dad? If God meant us to play football in the air, he'd have put grass in the clouds." And I just went, "Oh, just shut up, the pair of you." Because it was right in the George Graham era. I was like, shut up. The match on Saturday should have come with a health warning for any Arsenal supporter of a nervous disposition. Malt Licky Tex is absolutely right. But we're just going to have to... There he is! Sakalaka boom boom! Yes! You're very level-headed down with your responses. Big up. And when And when will you have channel membership? I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. But I was literally just saying, Saka, it's been really great seeing you on Don Hassam and on Footy Judge Mo saying hi. So hi for the times I haven't said it in the comments, but it's brilliant to see a friendly face on somebody else's stream. And then thanks to both of you. First time viewer, new subscriber, Jack Swagger. Love to hear it. Brilliant stuff. Thank you so much. Come on, you Gunners. Good night all from Mortlake, Texas. And you've got a voice for radio. Relaxing. Thank you so much. And if I could just leave it on this. This is the week we all dreamed of. It just is. We go to Madrid for the first leg, the away leg first.
Get a nice 2-0 win there.
We play a team that's not in great form. We have a really good chance of coming away with a victory or a draw and doing the job a week later that puts us in only our second Champions League final ever. And I don't care if we have to play Sport Billy's Select 11, I don't care if it's Bayern or Paris Saint-Germain. I don't care. I want to be in a final. When we were in a final against Parma and they had Asprilla and Brolin and Gianfranco Zola up front and we had just Alan Smith, we beat them then. Never count us out until it's over.
I can remember because poor fucking Ian White was injured that way, wasn't he?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was thinking, oh my God, it's going to be really hard, isn't it?
There are times where you really thought we're never going to do this.
Mm.
At times where you thought, like we were talking about last time, Alex Manninger coming in for David Seaman. Oh, you got to go Old Trafford without Ian. So many key players out, and we did it. Don't back against us when we have a great history. No one thought we would do it. We do it. We are in a position. I know we've had some bad results. I know the League Cup was a disaster for us. Not necessarily because I care that much about the League Cup, because you don't want to lose it the way we lost it. The game against Bournemouth was a disaster. Losing to City can happen. It happens at the Etihad. We gave a good account of ourselves. It wasn't quite good enough. Yes, the Newcastle game was nervy, but forget all of that. That's done. We got the 3 points. We're top of the table, 3 points clear. Yes, they have a game in hand, but they're not in the Champions League. Liverpool aren't in the Champions League. Newcastle aren't in the Champions League. Chelsea aren't. We're the only English side in the Champions League. Right? And we could be going to the final. And that will be a watch along. I promise you that. And I hope that we can do that. And Clock Enders, I'm going to leave it with you because he says Budapest is booked. Mm-hmm. So they can't let me down. They won't let you down. No one would let you down, Clock Enders. But thank you, all of you, for being here. Those of you who are new and subscribed, you did the right thing, and we'll make sure that you always enjoy it. Until I see you again, which will be Tuesday, be lucky. Lots of love.